365 cut. These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish we-done whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the 365 Flicks podcast. We are still a thing. We are not dead. We are 100% corona free.
I hope so anyway.
Or your money back.
Or your money, yeah, well, let's not go too far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are back, and we are living in some weird ass times.
I keep expecting to put on the news on the doctor's there or something.
Yeah.
This is just mental. The
Like
whole thing is
Master.
mental. Mm-hmm.
The Master,
I'll
like,
do it like that.
what was that? What was that? The end of that series when he was like, what was he doing? And he was like summoning things, and I can't remember. It was on. I wasn't watching it. It was on though.
You know the John Sim one?
Yeah,
Where
that's what I'm on about.
He's the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
And so he's the master, but he's taking over the country. He's the Prime Minister.
So he's Tony Blair.
So he's
well,
but
yeah.
he's going. I think what the country needs right now is a doctor.
Oh,
That's not a million miles away right now.
we're pretty yeah, it's fucking weird. Like, I found myself the other night doing something very unusual, not wanking, but
That wouldn't be unusual, would it?
no, it'd be pretty regular, to be fair. So I was sitting watching Sky News at like 10:30 at night.
Oh my Christ!
And when you're sitting watching Sky News at 10:30 at night, you know your life has either A, become the end of the world, or you're just sad, really. It's like watching a car crash when you're watching Sky News right now.
Yeah, it has been for a while. I've not watched it. I don't remember. Probably since the general election.
Yeah, that's
I've not
a
watched
good
it
show,
since
by the
then.
way.
Honestly,
It's a very good show. It is weird. I keep seeing the memes where they're saying who the hell started playing Jumanji in 2020.
Yeah.
You know, and we've had a bit of a tricky time of it, but it's all good. It's all good. We are here. We are back. The podcast lives on. Probably till the next quarterly episode that we do.
no. We keep, but this time we really mean it.
I feel sorry for anybody who actually listens to us, hoping that we're going to stick to that.
We will stick to it one of these days, honestly.
Yeah, we will.
Promise. And fuck you, Joe.
Yeah, fuck you, Joe. Yeah, but we are the 365 Flicks podcast. We are back, and we've got another rammed.
Oh, it's been so long since we've been in here. There are cobwebs everywhere.
I thought I walked through one before, but I
There's a
didn't.
cobweb there.
I did not want to
There's a
say
cobweb up
anything. I didn't want to say
There's a
anything.
cobweb there. What, we've not been in here
I know.
for fucking.
That's what happens when your mum's self-isolating and can't come and brush your room for you and get rid of the cobwebs for you.
Get fucked.
So yeah, we are back. We've got a jam-packed episode. My name is Kevin, and I am the pissy ex-video store clerk, and the man across from me is...
I am Chris. I am Scottish. I am a Whedon whore.
You are a Whedon whore. And again, like I say, we've got a big one for you. We decided we would stay on topic a little bit this time, and so our top 5 is coronavirus-related movies, and basically any sort of end-of-days type
End of the worldly
movie.
virusy,
Yeah.
killery movies
Yeah.
thing.
You find this one okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already have my number one when I suggested it.
Yeah, so did I.
I think probably will be the same.
No.
Oh fuck! I know what yours is.
I'm gonna bet ours is not the same.
No, I know. Okay, I think I know what yours is going to be.
I think my top 5 is super obvious, but I think my top 1 is 100%
I've got a
obvious.
couple of curveballs in there for you.
That's what I like. That's what I like.
Yeah.
That is what I like. We're going to be doing our What Have You Been Watching section, which as usual is just the movies and TV shows and everything like that we've been watching recently. We have our news section, which is pretty much all coronavirus related. There's a couple of little bits and pieces in there. Like I said, our top 5 is end of days type movies. We are revisiting a movie that has... Yeah, you know what it is? The funny thing about this film is, when you suggested it, I was like, fuck yeah, let's revisit that. Let's watch that again. But it wasn't actually that long ago that I rewatched this.
Really?
Like, I would say, at least in the last 2 to 3 years, I've watched this
I haven't watched this movie in a good 10 years anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cracking movie.
It is a cracking movie. No, I'll tell you what it was. I was up visiting the family last weekend.
Yeah.
And, you know, bit drunk with my mum and dad. My dad had broken up at the port.
Nice man.
He is very, very heavy-handed. A bit drunk and that. And we're just cracking away and everything. And I don't know why. We just sort of started speaking about movies and that, as you do. And I kind of went, oh, fuck, you know what I've not seen in ages? The River Wild.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about Kevin Bacon for some reason. Meh.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, so I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to message Kev right now and say, we're recording the episode, will we revisit? Because, we do 365 Revisited every now and then, when we can be bothered. So, yeah, it's good to go back and watch movies like that.
Yeah, so we will be talking about The River Wild. And we're going to be rounding out the show with a section that we kind of sort of maybe a little bit stole from Hobie and retconned. Because they do their draft day section, which
I am just checking here. You've got that. You've got another memory card in the cavity, haven't you?
Yeah, there's one in there.
That's fine.
I always bring two just for protection.
That's fine. Sorry.
Yeah, you should always double bag. So yeah, we've kind of stolen this segment a little bit, but we've retconned it for our own.
To make it better.
To make it better, and also so that they can't piss and moan and say you stole our section.
Well, so, you just admitted to it.
They do that thing, draft day or whatever like that. They take a movie and they redraft with characters or something or whatever from other things. So we're kind of doing something like that, but we're going to be taking scenarios in everyday life or scenarios in extreme situations, and we're going to be picking our 4 people that we would like to be there with us, or things. That would be a good one. Like what 4 things would you have to have in an orgy type thing? We could go down that road at one point.
In an orgy?
Well, yeah, it doesn't. We don't have to. We don't have to stick to. We can go down different roads.
Can I say lightsaber?
You can. Of course, you can say lightsaber. I mean, I'm pretty sure that is everybody's number 1 pick. Like, if you don't have a lightsaber in an orgy, what the hell are you doing there?
Well, yeah.
I mean, come on.
The red one, obviously.
Obviously, mine would be pink. But yeah, so we're doing we're doing like a case study / scenario type things, and obviously
the name is pending. The
name is pending. We'll probably let the people pick it. But for this one, obviously, with us doing our top 5 sort of world-ending virusy,
they'll come up with section E mix section face.
That would be cool. I'd like that. I'm
okay with that.
And it would win.
Yeah.
So we decided to stick with the theme of the show, which is going to be the whole corona thing, and we're going to be doing sort of if the world was ending, if there was a deadly virus out there, if everything was going to shit, like it pretty much is. I mean, America, you've been there for 2 years now, but let's not go there. Who would be the 4 people that you would have with you in your team? So you have to have yourself, then you've got to have another 4 people. I did originally say that it would be like real people and fictional people. I think we're just going to stick to fictional for this one, though.
That's unfictional.
Yeah, let's just stick to that for this one.
And I've for mine, I've gone more the situation that we're in right now with the coronavirus.
That's pretty much.
Than, there's a killer virus and half the world's dead.
Yeah.
I've gone more like we are right now.
We're all going to fuck.
The big issue is toilet paper.
I mean, come on. Fuck me, people. Toilet paper.
I mean, let's just talk about this for a fucking hot second.
What, the manicness?
My God, this is mental.
It is mental. It is. It's
what I mean. I've always known people who are a bit thick. That's why we have bloody warnings on the side of bleach bottles saying "Do not drink." People are stupid, but Christ on a bike. Mm-hmm. People are fucking stupid.
One of the things that I thought of today that really kind of, when I really thought about it, tickled me a little bit, is everybody's saying that it's the media that's sort of causing mass hysteria, which, to be fair, it is. Like, that is part of the problem. But not that long ago, when a certain election was happening, don't fucking listen to the media because they're talking shit. Don't listen to the media because they're bastards. Yep. They're going to make you vote for something you don't want to. Now everybody's fucking listening to the media and going out and buying toilet paper en masse.
Yeah. But it doesn't give you the shits. It doesn't give you the shits.
I'll be honest with you. If the world is going to end, I need a bunker full of toilet paper. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a regular shitter. You can set my clock by you.
I've shared a room with you.
Yeah.
I'm aware of this, but the thing doesn't give you the shits. There is no reason whatsoever to get cupboards full of toilet paper. There is no reason for this.
No. And the rice, they're emptying the aisles of rice. Beans are going out of fashion like there's no tomorrow. Pasta. Didn't everybody like pasta?
Stuff that doesn't expire for
it's all easy shit, yeah. It's all easy shit.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, they're telling you to self-isolate for, I think at first it was 14 days, now they're recommending 7 days. But it's like, yeah, you're self-isolating for 7 days, not the rest of your fucking life.
Yeah.
You're not living in a bunker underneath your house. You're going to be in your bedroom wanking for most of the time.
Well,
so, you know, what the fuck, man? And see if this...
And you know, like I said before we started recording, people are doing the whole bulk buying thing. People are doing it wrong. You get a dose of Magners or a dose of beer or a dose of vodka, whatever your tipple is. That's how you do it. Fuck me.
Well, alcohol cures everything.
Exactly.
So, you know, I mean, maybe stay away from the coronas, but alcohol does cure everything.
People are stopping drinking.
Oh, that's not a thing.
Corona. It is a thing.
That's a thing.
It's a thing. In America.
That's amazing.
Because of course it is.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Silly little buggers. But they are stopping. Not all of them. I'm sure there are many people who enjoy Corona.
I don't mind it.
It's nice on a summer's day with a wedge of lime in it.
A wedge of lime?
But there are people who are actually not drinking this drink because it's called Corona.
That's just... That's definitely an American thing.
People are so fucking stupid.
It's getting stupid, like, and some of the conversations that I've been involved in, or some of the conversations that I've sort of overheard, are absolutely, utterly ridiculous. And you know, there's people out there who actually hope that the country goes on lockdown, actually hope that they get sent home from work and have to fucking self-isolate and all that. I've heard people actually say they want to get this so that they can go home and not have to work and everything. Says more about them than the virus.
Yeah.
It's just mental. People are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
There's no other way of putting it. They're just stupid. And that's all I've got to say.
The thing is, this is going to sound harsh.
Oh.
Maybe, just maybe, after, you know, okay, so Brexit got voted for.
Yep.
Trump got voted for.
Yep.
You know, fucking countless other things like that. Maybe, just maybe, we should have a bit of a call for that kind of stuff and for the stupid people.
So what you're saying is it wouldn't be the worst thing?
Maybe we just need a...
Do you think this is Thanos' snap?
I think it is.
Well, it's not doing very well. Because let's be honest, of the fucking, what is it, 111, 140,000 people who've like actually been diagnosed with it, about 80,000 of them so far have actually come through it.
Yeah.
And it, that's the other thing.
Yeah, it was on Facebook earlier on today, so it must be true.
Yeah. Oh, it must be.
China have released 36,000 people from hospital after coming through it with absolutely no problem whatsoever.
Imagine that. Imagine you actually got through the fucking cold. You know what I mean? We've all had the cold before. We've all had a bit of the man flu. Women must be fucking kicking themselves because now they realise that man flu is real.
They know what we go through.
They know what we're going through. Mm-hmm. So I think they need to, like, you know, maybe pipe down and just get back in that kitchen. But it's literally, that's all it is. It's a cold. It's a little bit of a virus, but it goes away. Yes, in certain extreme situations where people have underlying health issues and everything. But let's be honest, the common cold can kill you if you've got underlying health issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So why are we going nuts over this? Why the fuck are we going nuts?
Because
we've had Ebola, we've had fucking measles outbreaks, we've had smallpox outbreaks, fucking SARS. We didn't do this for that.
have you ever? Well, you must have seen V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
You ever think, there's the scene in that where John Hurt is going, I want this on the news, telling them exactly why they need us. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
It was,
that wouldn't count for our government because RPM went on the TV and went, some of you are going to die.
He's a ledge. I'm sorry, he's a legend.
Did you see that there was the meme of Lord Farquaad?
Nice.
From Shrek saying, some of you are going to die. Some of you are going to die, and that's a risk I'm willing to take.
Yeah. See, though, this is the thing. This is the thing. Like, we can take the piss out of him because he is a bumbling fucking idiot. We can take the piss out of him, but you know what? It's some fucking real talk that some fucking idiots need. He's like...
Morgan Freeman did it in Deep Impact.
Deep Impact, man. There's a revisited for you.
So we are now comparing Boris Johnson to Morgan Freeman's president in Deep Impact.
Yeah.
Aye. Well, that's been this episode.
I think he's doing a bang up job. Actually, I got no problem with him. So yeah, we're going to move on. We're going to move on because we're probably going to be talking about this for some time throughout the episode. So you have got a little bit of a job to do. You got some business, some housekeeping.
Yeah. So for all of you self-isolating people,
podcasts must be fucking thriving right now.
Right? I know.
Imagine we took advantage of that and actually put an episode out.
So, if you're self-isolating and you're listening to this, good luck to you.
I feel like they've maybe turned off after the last 10 minutes.
Probably have. Yeah, back to Pornhub with you. You can have us playing in the background.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
While you're on Pornhub. Surely some people do that, Kev Wright.
That's what I do. Kev Wright definitely does that.
Aaron Goodmiller definitely does that.
Oh, bless him. Bless him.
More to my voice than yours.
Probably.
Yeah, I've got a more sensual voice.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, bygones.
Didn't need that.
So, we want you all to go to the Facebooks and the Twitters. We do stuff on Facebook.
We do.
We totally do.
We do.
Don't forget to subscribe, follow and like and share and things. Also on the Twitters, follow us and retweet us and those social media things. Bygones. We are on Spotify, we are on Apple Podcasts, we are on any other third-party podcatching app that you guys can get on your phone. Look for us on the Tangible Network, the Wicked Radio Network, We Be Geeks, our British home, the awesome nerdly.co.uk.
Nerdly.
Have I forgotten any there?
I don't think so.
Fuck it.
Does it matter?
Family, hashtag BritPodScene on the Twitters. Done.
Just type in podcast, you'll find us.
See, with those month-long breaks, I'm getting better and better at it.
That's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is. I need to give you more time to practice. So, before we go into the news section, another little bit of housekeeping really to take care of. I got a cheeky little Facebook message off good friend of the show, Dom Lenoir.
Oh yeah. What's he up to?
Well, currently, right now, he's got a couple of things on the go. One of them I'll be talking about later, so I'll not mess about with it right now. But one thing he wanted us to put out there is, you know how sometimes we back campaigns and all that, we try and push out campaigns for movies and stuff like that are getting made. Dom got in contact about a short movie that he is currently, I think he's producing it, so he's helping get made. It is crowdfunding on an app called greenlit.fund. You can go there, you can give a little bit of money to this. It actually looks like a pretty decent project, to be fair. It's it kind of got me pretty rapidly on the first sentence when it was like a disillusioned priest, and I was like, oh, it's not about that though. Like, the concept is that a priest hears a series of confessions from different people, and they start to converge as the same kind of story type thing. It's a short story. It looks pretty fascinating. I don't want to go too far into it because there is a video on the crowdfunding page. If you go and have a look at the video, I think you'll be sold straight away. The director and co-writer Abigail Parmenter sold me right off the bat. The movie is called Unready. Like I say, please go and have a check it out. See if you can spare a few shekels if you've not spent it all on toilet paper. And check out Unready. Give some money if you can.
That's good. I like that Dom gets involved with that kind of thing.
It looks like a good little project for him to be involved with, to be fair, because the conversations that I've been having with him recently, he's trying to push himself onto some really juicy projects.
Good.
And this sounds like one.
Dom Lenoir.
We definitely do.
Film.
We definitely do. He has a lot on his plate just now. Obviously, with he's got this on Unready project. I'm going to talk about a movie a little bit later in the What Have You Been Watching section that he has had a little bit of involvement in. He's got a lot on as well. He does that the Make Your Film seminar type things with Giles from the Filmmakers podcast. He does that a lot. Spinning a lot of plates.
Yes. Yeah, fair play. I saw he was over in Murica.
Yeah. You know what?
Marvel Studios thing looked.
I've got Matt Hookins on my my Facebook and my Instagram, and I'm going to take him off because he takes some damn sexy photos in some damn exotic places, and it pisses me right off. He's a bloody thoroughly nice bloke, but I don't want to be seeing pictures of places I'm not going to go. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Matt.
Okay.
But honestly, all the best, both of those guys. But Unready seems to be, for me, it's a project that looks really, really interesting, and I want you to have a look at it. I don't want to say too much because I think if you just go and check it out, you'll be sold straight away. It looks like it's going to be something pretty interesting. So that's that.
Good.
Will we go on to the nyaws?
Also, bit of housekeeping.
Nyaws. Sorry.
Sustain.
Yes.
Had their premiere.
Oh, they did. Yes.
It's getting some very, very, very positive feedback.
Rightly so.
Just remember who gave you the feedback first, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, we're all over the shop on the posters and...
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's doing really well.
Just a little bit of a congratulations to them all.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But yeah, the premiere went down very, very well, apparently. So. Not
surprising as well. The movie is a great film, and I was speaking to a chap earlier on, who again I'll be speaking about in a little bit. The indie scene, the independent movie scene in Britain right now is phenomenal. There's just so much good stuff out there. It's hard to keep track of it, really, to be honest.
You getting sent more screeners?
Yeah.
That you've not sent to me?
No, I don't send you anything.
Bitch.
You wouldn't have time to watch them. You're too busy being all jobby and stuff.
Call me a jobby.
But yeah, we will be talking a little bit about this later on. But there's so much going on right now. There's so much good stuff, and it's an exciting time. And it's great to kind of be a podcast out there that, you know, I like to think that we deal with the independents a lot. We love these guys. It's where my heart lives.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's where your heart lives as well. Yes, we talk about the big budget stuff on the main episodes, but as much as we can push these guys, we will, because they're the ones that are making interesting shit, let's be honest.
Oh, definitely. It's great to hear about, you know, Dom doing his thing, and Tom doing his thing,
man.
And, you know, all that, and about Homeless Ashes kicking ass.
Yeah.
It's great, and it's great to be part of it.
Of course it is. Will we go on to the news?
Why the hell not?
We'll get you back to your regularly scheduled podcast in just a minute. But we wanted to introduce ourselves. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake on this highly produced advertisement.
That's right. It's the History of Bad Ideas, a.k.a. Hobie. You can find us on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast and on Facebook at the History of Bad Ideas. But if you like a podcast, roundtable with 3 to 5 guests, usually every week, depending on sick leave, talking about all things geek, including movies,
TV.
I ain't getting paid for this shit.
Blake bitching about something and ranting, and comic books and anything else that we can think of. We have a top 5 list every week, along with a box office news, and somehow we have listeners, so they send us some feedback we answer every week. You can find us on iTunes,
Stitcher,
Facebook,
Spotify,
and any good podcast app, because if you can't find us on that podcast app, it's not a good podcast app.
Damn straight. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
So first bit of news. Did a turtle just fall on the floor?
No, just jump into the water.
Okay, because that shit terrifies me. First bit of news, bit of a sad news. This happened, I think it was last week, the tail end of last week. Mr. Max von Sydow
Yeah, saw that.
passed away at age 90. What a legend that man was.
I know.
I went onto his IMDb as well because I was like, how many Max von Sydow movies have I seen? I'm pretty sure there's a few on there. The man had like 170 credits on there. That's a hell of a...
It's a lot of movies.
That's a lot of movies. And, there'll be some turkeys in there, but the man was class. So, yeah, we'll pour a drink out on Chris's floor for Max von Sydow.
But no, it's not.
I was joking. Don't know what happened there. We were just talking about the independent guys a little minute ago. So a couple of little things. Tom Payton's pretty much done with 400 Bullets, which is his Jean-Paul Lee movie with Andrew Lee Potts, who incidentally won an award at the International Starburst Festival yesterday. Mr. Andrew Lee Potts, well done. But 400 Bullets. We need to get Tom on to talk about this because we need to find out about this film.
We do, because we didn't get the chance to.
No. And this is the one where they built their own, like, Pinewood, basically.
I know.
Yeah.
Fucking work.
Yeah, work sucks. Richard Oakes and Adam Leader, hosts, is done. It's ready. They're tweaking little bits of it. I'm told that there's a copy coming our way. You will get that one, by the way. I'm told that there's...
I'd be pissed if you... In fact, I'll message Neil separately.
We may even watch it together.
Because Kev's a little bitch. I am up for that.
Definitely, man. Apparently it's scary as balls. Like, there's some nice horror elements.
I don't know if I'm up for watching the Scariest Balls movie in front of someone else.
Okay. 400 Bullets and hosts, both looking like we're getting ready to see coming soon. Interesting bit of news for us. I think I told you about this a little while ago. I've been speaking to the guys at the Romford Film Festival.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. So nothing is 100% officially official yet, but it looks like we may be entering a cheeky little partnership with the guys. At the moment, it's basically Spencer, who created the festival and runs the festival, is basically passing us screener after screener after screener. You will get these, don't worry. You will get them.
Actually, you screener after screener.
They're coming to me, but they will come your way too.
Okay.
I'm going to have to, because there's like about 100 and odd movies that he wants us to watch, rate and review.
Oh my god. On here?
A little bit on here, but basically we've been kind of a little bit asked to judge these films as well. So,
shit, you didn't tell me that.
He wants like a rating and a judging kind of thing. Anybody who kind of gets sent them and all that gets asked to give a little rating and a little review and everything. So that's something pretty cool for us. Really looking forward to getting involved with these guys. This is going to be pretty cool. This is going to be pretty cool.
Definitely.
So it's something I'm hoping that we can build on as a podcast. This is why we need to get back into regular shit. But the festival's been going for about 3 or 4 years. Deals with mostly independent movies, so that's right up our alley. I've already checked out, because they do a lot of short movies as well, which is great. It makes 100 movies easier to watch. If they're only 15 minutes long, I can tackle that. But yeah, I already watched one today. It was like 15 minutes long. It's called Powerless. Fantastic little short movie about a female boxer that, not gonna lie, yeah, straight away the first one I picked and it hits us where I live. I'm like, oh, you bastards.
You're fucking crying already.
Yeah, probably. But this is a festival. It's basically a 6-day event. It's going to be taking place in May, I believe. It's between the 6th and the 11th of May. So you never know. If we can manage to sort something out, we can maybe go down for a day. At the end of the awards, they have an awards ceremony. At the end of the festival, they have an awards ceremony. Past winners, Mr. Tom Payton's won one for Redwood, best film or best thriller or best film. Corey Greenup, past guest of the show, he's won one.
I've never met Corey in person.
No, neither have I.
No.
But the man's a ledge, because Dark Beacon. Let's not talk about Demon Baby, but Dark Beacon though. And from what I've seen, they've been putting trailers out for the films, and I've been sharing them on the Facebook, so you'll see that a lot more as well. It looks like, and I'm hoping this is right, it looks like House Red is going to be there. Corey's new film.
Well, bugger me, that's been going for a while.
Hasn't it?
Yeah.
So it looks like that's going to be there.
Because the last time Corey was on, which was, 2 years ago?
Well, 10 million years ago.
That was just entering the final stages?
Yeah, it was like, they hadn't even filmed it yet. It was kind of like...
was it the Dark Beacon?
Yeah, we were talking about Dark Beacon, because that had just finished, and then he was going on to House Red, which I was really interested in. I was really intrigued by that one. So it looks like, don't take my word for it, but it looks like that movie's going to be there, so that's awesome.
Sweet.
I Love My Mum won a couple of awards last year there as well, which I raved about, the one with Kirsten Wiering, where her and her son get in the car, in the container.
Oh, yeah.
And then they end up in... Yeah. I raved about that film. That won a couple of awards last year as well. So that's pretty cool. But it's cool for us as well, because we're going to get to hopefully be part of this and pushing forward, build a strong relationship, and who knows, one day we may be on the board. I mean, I doubt that would ever happen, but it'd be awesome.
Steady on.
We could be like the rich old white guys at the Academy Awards, the Oscars.
We could be the Simon Cowell and Louis Walsh of the...
You would clearly be Louis.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Hazel.
Potato, Westlife. But, yeah.
You
so,
made that movie your own. So you did.
You're like a young Guy Ritchie, I guess. But
never say that to anyone.
But yeah, we're going to be pimping out the movies on the Facebook as much as possible. We will be watching as many of these movies as we possibly can, and just giving little reviews, giving our thoughts. And it's pretty cool to think that our views and our thoughts, although people do respect them, will be also entered into a sort of an official kind of way. And he's going to be like, no, that film doesn't win anything because 365 didn't like it. Fuck off. That would be pretty funny.
Get that film out my face.
Get that film out. That goes in your poster.
Yep.
But no, it's cool. It's cool. We're going to build on this, and from what Spencer says, and obviously it's conversations we've been having, sounds like in the next couple of years, maybe next year, this festival is going to turn a huge corner, and yeah, could be the next big thing. Kind of feel shit now that we didn't go a couple of years ago. Remember when we were at the Comic-Con and Tom was like, oh yeah, come over, they're showing Black Site, and we were like, oh, that's like 3 tubes in an Uber.
And we're at Comic-Con and probably drunk.
We're at Comic-Con and highly drunk. Probably drunk, highly drunk. Yeah. I do feel a bit shit now, but hey, it all works out in the end.
What are you going to do?
So the Romford Film Festival, they have a website. Go and check it out. You'll see some of the movies on there. But like I say, check out our Facebook. Keep an ear on the episodes. We might do a couple of special episodes where we review some of the movies. And yeah, so it's all go.
Tidy. Oh, we could maybe do featured reviews of the best ones.
Oh, I like that. The ones that we think should win everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the ones that pay the most.
Pay the most. Gift packs. I do love a toy.
Ooh, get gift packs. Exciting.
No, I'm saying, like, if they want us to vote for them, they should send us shit.
Okay, right.
So we could end up with, like, a whole wall of posters and stuff. Signed, obviously.
Still waiting for the fucking Sustain one.
Yeah, Dave, get on that.
Sorry.
So, the coronavirus.
Yeah.
It's causing bloody havoc.
Isn't it?
It's causing bloody havoc, so it is. It's kicking arse. So, basically, any movie that you were looking forward to in the next month, any TV show that was going into production in the next couple of weeks, hey, fuck it, it's cancelled, it's done.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I got a cheeky little bit of a list here. I'm going to start with Disney. Because Disney has suspended production on all projects, including the Little Mermaid remake, no loss there, Ridley Scott's new movie The Last Duel, and Guillermo del Toro's Nightmare Alley. The new Peter Pan flick, Peter and Wendy, has also been... basically, we're not going into production, so fuck you. I mean, this is mad. Like, I get it, I absolutely get it, but it is madness. This is going to cost companies so much fucking money, like movie companies and.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you think of a company like Disney, because all of the theme parks are closed as well.
Yeah, I saw that. That actually surprised me. Like, this is the third time in existence. I think the last time was when the World Trade got taken down. They closed for that, but that is mental.
But yeah, if you think of, God, Doug must be sick as fuck.
So, oh, Doug, yeah, I got that now. Poor Doug. What's he gonna do?
Go to Universal?
Apparently, that's fucked as well.
Well, if Disney's closing their doors, and surely Universal's going to as well.
You'd imagine Florida would just close its doors.
Yeah. Want to go down to Miami Beach and have a dose of gay sex.
Wow, it's a broad statement. So in Marvel,
Wow, that came out, didn't it?
yeah, it really did. So on the Marvel front, speaking of costing money, Shang-Chi, the new one that was going into production, it's now on hold as director, and I'm going to fuck this up, Destin Daniel Cretton has gone into self.
Why not called Cretin?
Cretin? We'll go with Cretin. There's only one E, but we'll go with Cretin. So he's gone into self-isolation, and this is this is crazy. Reportedly, this is costing Marvel £300,000 a day
Damn.
to go into, because he's gone into self-isolation and the movie's on hold. It's costing them £300,000 a day. That is crazy.
That is crazy.
So projects have been delayed with the Milan. I put Milan. It's obviously Mulan. Predictive. Thank you. So that's gone. That's been delayed because that was coming out like next month. Now the funny thing about this one is Mulan, New Mutants, and Antlers have all been delayed, but Mulan seems to have been delayed indefinitely.
Yeah, I think that's until they can. Maybe the people in China who were pissing and moaning about it might die.
Hopefully.
So then they can go, right, okay, so here's Milan again now.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not.
Just maybe.
Possibly, but it just, when I read it, I was like, that's a bit weird. But apparently Black Widow has yet to be moved, which I think is
That's April.
April?
No, it's
May.
next month. I think.
Next month?
I think.
Well, apparently that's not moved yet. It's one of the only films that hasn't moved. But on the good news, though, Frozen 2 is going to hit Disney Plus months earlier because your kids are all going to be off school, so we're going to give you Frozen 2 and you can watch that every single day of your life.
I don't get that. Months earlier than what?
Well, it was meant to be coming out like sometime later in the year.
That's to get people to sign up for Disney Plus.
Well, yeah, because I don't know.
What you're doing.
I've not really looked too much into it, but from what I can tell, Disney Plus isn't exactly setting the world on fire right now.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a minute.
Yeah.
I won't lie. Yeah, this will upset you, maybe. I don't know. It might do. Fast and Furious 9
A year?
has been delayed till April 2021.
This makes no sense. Yeah, okay, delay it a couple of months. A year? That makes no sense to me. I mean, you got Bond.
That's
November, I think.
delayed until November, yeah.
You got the Peter Rabbit 2 movie. Fuck that shit anyway. A Quiet Place 2. Now, I get this one. I do get this one, considering the subject matter. You know, maybe it is a good thing to maybe postpone that one a little bit.
Yeah, I suppose the cinema's supposed to be about escapism, and then you go in there and it's like, oh, fuck.
It'll be like releasing Outbreak 2 next week.
You come into the cinema going, oh, no!
But yeah, Fast 9 as well. It looks like Wonder Woman's still getting released at the same time, though. It looks like that one's not getting moved. It's got a June 5th. I mean, June's a couple of months away, so it'll be fine by then.
It'll be gone by
It will
then,
be
surely.
gone. And production has halted on Mission Impossible 7, Jurassic World 3.
Saw that one.
Yeah, and the upcoming Tom Hanks movie, understandably.
Bless him.
I tell you what, if it
And
takes
his
Tom
missus.
Hanks, if it takes him, fuck me, we're all
Take
doomed.
Tom Hanks.
You can't take Tom Hanks. He's the nicest guy on the planet. He would probably give the coronavirus a handshake if he could. But yeah, him and his missus are
What, have they actually got it, or have they self-isolated?
supposedly.
They've got it.
I think they've definitely got it. I may be wrong, but the way I read it, they've definitely got it. And if they haven't, don't put it on Instagram. Yeah. So up until yesterday, the Warner Brothers, they were standing firm. They were saying, nope, we're carrying on. They were saying that Batman was going to be going into production. It was already in production. It was going to stay in production because it's over here right now. I believe it's down. It's in Glasgow. Yeah.
It's in Glasgow. It's not going to be in Glasgow.
So Batman, Matrix 4, King Richard, and the Fantastic Beasts 3 movie apparently were all still going to go ahead, but now from what I've read today, Batman is on hold. They've put the brakes on that. I don't know about the other ones.
Have you seen the photos? Tangent. Have you seen the photos?
Of Batman?
Yeah.
I think they look great.
Of the screenshots of the thing. What do you think of the Batmobile?
Batmobile it looks cool. I love it. It's proper year one Batman. It's like old school Batman. I quite like it. Not 1,000,000% on the suit yet, but then I've only seen that little video clip where it's really dark and it looks like Daredevil.
Does look a bit like Daredevil. I like. Apparently, the bat logo is made up of the gun.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Why not?
I don't get that at all. Okay, it's a nice little touch, but I don't get it. Why?
I like that.
Like, okay.
I thought you would be all over that.
I'll live with it. I'll live with it. Of course I will. But I mean, I'm thinking everything's looking okay right now. There's nothing to worry about when it comes to cities replicating Gotham. Glasgow's is about as close as you could get. You know, just with the shitness of it. So you know, that's all good. But I haven't really seen enough to sort of to be jumping for joy.
I like that. The bat suit was okay. The head looks quite big.
Yeah. His chin looked weird as fuck.
Well, he's got a face, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I thought the car looks class though.
I like the car.
It's not exactly. It's more like the Punisher's car. You know, the Tom Jane Punisher.
Yeah.
It's more like that. It's not really like a Batmobile.
Mustang, isn't it?
Yeah. It doesn't look like a Batmobile. Like, I mean, is it gonna turn into a Batmobile later on and have the big flappy wings, or
that one will get destroyed? Then the next one will be the Batmobile.
I can live with that.
Yeah,
I can live with that. That would be cool. Some awesome news though. The dumpster fire that looked to be Sonic the Hedgehog, and I believe we're both going to be talking about this later.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, is now officially the highest-grossing video game movie, narrowly outstripping Detective Pikachu, which held the record before this.
Wow.
How that film held the record, I don't know. But Sonic the Hedgehog has now become the highest video game movie.
Good.
Yeah. And I think we are going to talk about it in a little bit in the What Have You Been Watching section. But I think we both kind of liked it.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie.
I didn't have a great deal of interest in it going in. And
that scary trailer got everybody up there.
Well, you know what? I watched the first trailer that everybody was kicking off about.
Yeah.
The first trailer where he looked a bit shit. I watched that, and then obviously they re-released it a couple of weeks after. I didn't bother watching that. I was like, I'll watch it at some point.
Yeah.
I will see it. I was never a Sega man. I was always a Nintendo man, so I didn't really have a great deal of interest anyway. Oh. But I did go and see it, and it was really, really good. It was a huge surprise.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that one later. So you know how we love Tom Cruise, and we absolutely loved the story about how he halted production so he could go and learn how to fly a fighter jet. Turns out, it's recently come out on the press promo tour for the movie Maverick that fellow actor and leading star in the movie Glenn Powell, very much an actor on the rise, he's not quite made his name yet, he also was able to learn how to fly a fighter jet and everything because Tom Cruise paid for it all.
Oh,
isn't he just the nicest guy ever? Like, we love Tom Hanks, and he is a nice guy, but Tom Cruise is rapidly becoming the best guy in the world.
That guy signed up to Scientology, though.
Probably. Apparently, the guy did an interview where he said it was heartbreaking every day when they all got in the vans at the end of the day to like go back to the hotels and whatnot. And he's like, "But there's Tom Cruise getting in a fucking helicopter or a jet plane and flying off into the sunset." And he's like,
"Because I'm Tom Cruise.
Because he's Tom Cruise.
Fuck you."
And he's like sitting on this fucking bus on the way back to his hotel, and he's like, but Tom Cruise actually bought him, like, there must be, like, all this software that includes tests and exams and simulations and everything that you have to do before you can even think about applying to start flying. And apparently that shit costs, like, thousands upon thousands.
I bet it does.
And Tom Cruise was just kind of like, yeah, fucking, I'll buy it for you. And got him it. And basically, that kid's living his best life now. That's fucking awesome.
The CV.
Isn't Tom Cruise just amazing though? I was reading a funny little article about what do you call it, Mission Impossible 2, and like the repercussions that movie had to like other movies around it, which I didn't know. Like I knew back in the day, like it went way longer than it was meant to, like when they were filming it and all that, and things got really kind of drawn out, and it took so long to finish because John Woo, and basically, I didn't realize Dougray Scott was meant to be Wolverine. He was cast as Wolverine.
Before?
Yeah.
Oh.
Before Hugh Jackman.
Oh, all right.
I knew people had been considered, but they had actually cast Dougray Scott.
I did not know that.
And apparently, Tom Cruise, we're just saying how much of a nice guy he was, would not let him out of his contractual obligations on Mission Impossible to go and be Wolverine.
What a bastard.
Not really, though, because, let's be honest, Hugh Jackman, fucking nailed it.
For Dougray Scott, what a bastard.
Nah, apparently he was no ill will. Apparently he's happy. I bet he's not.
Dougray Scott's done
Stuff. He's in Batwoman, the TV series, so you living.
Oh, well, there you go.
He's living the dream.
Fuck you, Jackman.
But yeah, I had no idea that was the thing. And the other one was, Thandie Newton. She's in that movie. Plays like Ethan Hunt's girlfriend at one point.
Right.
Really barely in it.
Is she the woman who is the girlfriend of Dougray Scott?
Yeah.
She's like Catwoman.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And she was supposedly signed on to do Charlie's Angels, the 2002 Charlie's Angels, with Cameron Diaz and Drew Barrymore. Again, not a big loss because Lucy Liu is fantastic in that movie.
Couldn't imagine that movie without Lucy Liu.
Exactly. But yeah, I just read the article today and I just found it quite amusing because I always knew that was one of those movies that had a very troubled production.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't realise that, like, let's be fair, if Dougray Scott does do Wolverine and isn't as good as Hugh Jackman, do we really get that many more comic book movies coming out?
Yes.
You're just, yeah.
Because Spider-Man and because Batman.
But X-Men didn't catapult.
Fuck X-Men.
It catapulted the whole, like, Marvel kind of...
It did not.
Fucking
Fuck
right
X-Men.
it did.
The first X-Men movie shite and this... X2...
How dare you?
I dare, sir. I dare.
How dare you? I should be in school. Sorry, that was...
The hell was that?
It was Greta. Carry on.
Oh, bloody hell. The first X-Men movie's crap, and then the X2's fine.
I'm going to fight you on that because I love the first X-Men movie. It doesn't hold up as well as it should. It really doesn't, but it's still a good movie. It's a cracking movie.
The Last Stand, which is not as bad as everybody says it is.
No. You got Vinnie Jones on the juggernaut, bitch.
Okay, you've ruined it. And then, the new ones, fuck them.
Yeah, the new one's awful.
I'm looking forward to seeing what Marvel Studios do with it, and if they ever get around to doing it now. Do what they do with the X-Men, what they do with Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to seeing what they do with that. Did you see, tangent again, did you see the rumour, or read the rumour, that they are looking at Henry Cavill for Wolverine?
Is that one of those they're looking at anyone and everyone? Or is it actually...
Maybe they just went, Wolverine.
It seems to be the way.
Maybe they literally just looked at him and went, Wolverine.
Yeah. Get that beard back on him from Fallout. You'll be fine.
But then if you think of how he played Witcher, you could really just dye the hair, cut it, put some fucking sideburns on him, and then he's bloody Wolverine.
He does just kind of grunt all the way through that show. So
if he just, if Henry Cavill just looks a little bit like Hugh Jackman, has some fake claws on, and goes, then he's Wolverine.
I'll give you that.
I'm okay with that. Henry Cavill, why the fuck not?
While we are on the Marvel train, Tom Holland has come forward in an interview and said that Spider-Man 3 is going to be absolutely insane. Quote marks. Absolutely insane. I don't really have anything to say about it. It's just something he said.
That means nothing.
It doesn't mean anything. But one thing I did like... Roberto Orci. Remember Roberto Orci from Kurtzman and Orci back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
They made the Star Trek movie. Well, they wrote the Star Trek movie for JJ.
They did Transformers, didn't they?
Transformers. They did Mission Impossible 3 for JJ. What was that? Were they not attached to the Dark Universe for a while as well? Or one of them was?
One of them was.
Yeah. So Roberto Orci, who wrote all those fine movies we just talked about, and also, according to my notes, Amazing Spider-Man 2. The Garfield one.
Underrated.
Yeah, underrated.
Did those two write that?
He did.
Oh, okay.
He did, not the other one.
Right.
But yeah, he has signed on with Sony to write a new Spider-Man spin-off movie. So, you've got your Venoms, you've got your Morbius.
Right.
He's signed on to write another one.
Can we get Tom Holland in there, though, please?
It's coming. It's happening. I genuinely believe, the more I think about it, the way things are going, they are building up the Sinister Six in their own solo movies.
Yes.
And then we'll get Tom Holland.
I am fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we're going to get a post-credit scene with Tom Holland's Spidey in it.
And Venom 2.
Or even just Tom Holland's Peter Parker in it.
That would be fine. We could go with that, because Venom's already teetering on the MCU. Morbius, that trailer dropped about 4 or 5 different hints that it's part of the MCU without saying it was part of the MCU.
Everyone say it was Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
It looks like it, but that could just be a way of them getting around the fact that, we're going to drop a Spider-Man Easter egg in there, but it's not your Spider-Man Easter egg, it's ours. That could be what they're doing. That Amy Pascal, she's a wily bitch.
I know she is.
Yeah.
And aye.
May flies on her.
Genius, that woman.
There's not.
You know what, Amy? You want to blow everybody's fucking minds? You get a goddamn son of a bitch bloody Spider-Verse movie. Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. Fuck it, get bloody Tom Hardy in there as Venom. Get fucking Alfred Molina back as Doc Ock.
Could you imagine?
Who would you have play Miles Morales?
I would. He's a kid, isn't he?
He's a kid. He's like a teenager.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes. Get Wesley Snipes in there as Miles Morales. Amy, come on now, love.
She could do it. It's Amy Pascal. You know what I mean? If anybody's going to break the movie mold,
that's what's going to put Pascal Pictures up there with goddamn Disney, Amy.
It's already up there. It was before Marvel. It was before Disney. Pascal Pictures was the first credit that came up on that movie, and we both fist pumped the air. Oh, she's
Amy, get your shit together, love. Get that movie sorted and come on 365 to tell us about it.
She is my favourite mentalist. She actually is.
How dare you call Amy Pascal a mentalist?
So we're going to... I don't know if you've got any more news, but...
Not really, no. I had to think about the delays and that. I mean, what the hell are you saying? I mean, there's not really a great deal of actual sort of movie news that we would normally talk about because everything's about this.
But,
so, I mean...
Before we do go on, 23 years, Mr. Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, fuck
Did
him.
you see this?
I saw it.
Yeah. I mean...
Fuck him.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on it because we've spoken about it in the past, but he's had his his first trial of apparently many, because there's more to come, by the way, and it ended with 23-year sentence, which his lawyers are saying is basically giving him the death sentence because he ain't gonna last 23 years.
Well, good.
Well, he kind of fucking deserves it, to be fair.
Good. Fucking hell.
But yeah, that's the last bit of news I wanted to cover. I'm not going to cover it for too long because fuck that asshole. But yeah, let's move on and talk a little bit about The River Wild. Let's do our revisited section.
Yeah.
Let's get away from all this negative Nancy pish and cover a good movie.
Well, this is going to be positive. This is going to be positive
Yeah,
with balls.
Forgive the interruption, but I believe this requires your attention.
If you ever believed Captain America was on the U.S. Olympic soccer team,
if you ever thought that the Winter Soldier was that brace yourselves guy on the internet,
and if you ever wondered just what would a raccoon do with a machine gun,
then don't let another week pass you by without tuning into
Mighty Marvel Geeks.
Mighty Marvel Geeks is your show about all things Marvel.
With news, rumors, commentary, and interviews.
As well as our weekly recommendations on what to pick up on New Comic Book Day.
Official consulting hours are between 8 and 5 every other Thursday.
That's Mighty Marvel Geeks on WeebieGeeks.net, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and anywhere else you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so this was your pick.
1994?
94.
The River Wild? I think it was 94. Let me just double check that. The River Wild starring Meryl Streep, Kevin the Fuck Bacon, John C. Reilly, Tim.
That Tim.
Timmy from bloody Jurassic Park.
Little Joe Marzello. Or Marzello.
I completely forgot that he was in it.
See, now, that's interesting. Because I completely didn't forget he was in it.
Well, you didn't.
But I did forget John C. Reilly was in it.
John C. Reilly's in it. Benjamin Bratt is in it.
Yeah.
David Strathairn is in it.
He's shite.
He's not shite.
He's not great, though.
Well, I thought you meant in general.
No, he's just not. He's not great.
Well, he's playing the kind of.
The damsel in distress.
He's playing William H. Macy from Jurassic Park 3. That's what he's playing.
I'll give you that. Yeah. That's very much who he's playing.
Yeah. Bloody hell. So,
yeah, man.
Suggested we rewatch this as part of 365 Revisited, which rears its head every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember this movie being fucking awesome back in the day. I don't think I saw it in the cinema. I think it was like a Sky job or a bloody video job, because it was 1994, so videos would still be a thing. Yeah,
it was a video job for me because not I, but the people that I was living with currently at that point in time, we went out and we rented 3 videos. We rented Air Force One, we rented The River Wild, and Starship Troopers.
Nice.
So, fucking good weekend for this kid.
Weekend.
That's a great weekend, isn't it?
Bloody right it is.
Because as soon as I put it on, you know how things trigger you to remember certain little like weird details. That was kind of what. As soon as I put it on again, I was like, oh man, I watched fucking Starship Troopers this weekend. I watched Air Force One that weekend. Fuck, that was a good weekend. You know what I mean? When you think back, I was like, that's.
So was this Meryl Streep's one and only venture into action?
It has to be, because I was
think of anything else that Meryl Streep's done action-y.
This is the most un-Meryl Streep movie you can watch.
Although she does like a good manic laugh. Quite a lot. Like she's more manic than Joaquin Phoenix at times. So Meryl Streep's character, she used to be like a guide or whatever on the rivers.
The River's Wild.
And she did, back in the day, she did a thing called the Gauntlet, which is a big rivery wild thing.
Yeah, it's just rapids.
Yeah. Which kills a loads of people.
Yeah.
But she's done it.
She has done it.
But she's retired now.
She is retired.
She's too old for that shit.
She's gone Riggs.
Murdoch.
Yeah, she's more Murdoch. I'll give her
that. So she's retired. She's got a family. Her son is played by Tim.
Yeah.
The daughter you only really see in one scene before they leave.
Yeah, the very, very start.
And the husband is kind of just a bit of a dick. He's obsessed with work and he never really sees them.
He's Robin Williams and Hook.
The marriage is falling apart, and so she's planning this weekend away on the river to try and bring them all back together again.
Yeah.
So they do that. They eventually get there. And they are introduced to Kevin Bacon, John C. Reilly, and another one.
Creepy Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. Like Stir of Echoes kind of Kevin Bacon.
Hollow Man Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. Bit rapey.
The Woodsman Kevin Bacon. Did you ever watch that when he was a paedophile?
I've never seen that one. I saw
that film was
what was the one where he's a paedophile in the prison, the kids' prison?
Sleepers.
I hated that movie.
Nah, Sleepers. Talk about a bad weekend watching films.
I don't like that movie. Didn't like that movie. Yeah. Anyway, bygones. So they have, as it transpires, they have robbed a. It's not a bank. It's like
a holdings place.
It's a big market, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've robbed the market. They are using the river as their escape.
As you would.
Of course you would. Their guide has been fatally injured in the robbery. He dies.
rapidly.
That was unintentionally racist. And so John C. Reilly and Kevin Bacon make friends with Kevin
Bacon.
Kevin Streep. Make friends with Meryl Streep and the family in an effort to escape.
And it has to be said, it is the shakiest friendship from the word go.
Yeah.
Like, even though they are trying so hard to be, like, endearing and charming towards this family that they're about to, like, basically kidnap, you just kind of sit there thinking, she knows you're a dick bag.
She kind of, I think she's like, sort of going, okay, I'll just get through this. But then they give Timmy $200 of blood money for his birthday.
Obviously. As you do.
And the dad is like, are you fucking mental?
Mm-hmm.
That's quite an uncomfortable scene.
Yeah. And then does he not? He gives him the gun as well.
He gives him the gun on the boat because they're about to try and, like, the Meryl Streep and the husband and Timmy, they're about to try and kind of get the hell away from them. But Timmy goes on the boat with Kevin Bacon.
And the fucking dog, man. The dog holds them up.
Poor dog. Shoots at the dog. It's very upsetting.
I have no problem with it. I got two that I wouldn't mind them shooting.
Bastard. Yeah. Yeah, and so that's the movie. That's the premise of the movie. So they're
like the last.
So they're kind of holding them hostage, and so they have to do the gauntlet because otherwise, what would be the fucking point of the movie? She has to go and do the gauntlet again, and she has to survive. The kids in the boat. And the two robbers are there holding them hostage. Yeah. And if she doesn't do the gauntlet, our kid is going to die.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
It's a great movie.
It holds up really well.
I was going to say that. When you put that on Facebook, like, let's see if this holds up, I was sitting there thinking, oh, this film more than holds up.
There are a couple of moments where not so much, but on the whole, I would say,
David Strathairn's
on the whole, it holds up fantastically well.
Yeah.
It's a great rewatch. It really is. I couldn't really see Meryl Streep as an action star
in that film, or no?
No, and like other than that film, I think she does.
I was going to say because I think she
doesn't do that much action in it. Not really. She kind of hits Kevin Bacon with an oar.
Yeah.
But it's more like the husband who kind of gets involved with like the set pieces.
Yeah, I guess so, because he has that little away mission, doesn't he, when he kind of runs off and
he
learns how to fucking draw on caves and shit.
William H. Macy.
Yeah, basically.
He is William H. Macy.
I'll give you that. The more you say it, you're right, it's William H. Macy.
So she doesn't do a great deal of action. I don't know if maybe this was supposed to be her taken. Hopefully not.
Possibly not.
But yeah, I mean, she's great in it. As I say, she laughs very, very well.
You know what? Yeah, I am actually going to give you that, because when you said that before, when you was like Joaquin levels of manic laugh, I was like, no, I'm not having that. But thinking about it, she does have a very weird laugh in that film. Quite an unnerving laugh.
They're talking about, is the gauntlet dangerous? And then she starts just going, it's just the funniest thing ever. Maybe after having watched the Joker movie, I was expecting her to hand him a card or something saying I've got a condition.
She maybe should have done that.
But then it's just Meryl Streep acting. She can do what the hell she wants.
Yeah, it's Meryl Streep.
And she's great in it. Timmy's great in it. Kevin Bacon is fucking great.
Kevin Bacon's great in everything.
It's a very, very young John C. Reilly.
Yeah. It's a starting out John C. Reilly.
Yeah. Benjamin Bratt never seems to age.
No, he has always been...
He's like Elijah Wood.
He's always been that age. He will never age. And, he's just going to keep dying in movies.
Well, yeah, as soon as he, paddled up to them, it was like, oh, yeah, well, you're getting killed, buddy.
You are fucked,
mate. It's quite a good death.
And was he not, Did I read this right? He was sort of an old flame of Meryl Streep?
No. His brother was.
Right.
His older brother was.
Because for some reason I was thinking that they had a past relationship as I was watching it, but at the same time thinking that was never a thing back when I watched it.
She's like, torpedo. No, it was his elder brother who was an old flame of hers.
Right.
And she used to, I don't know, change his nappy or whatever.
Nice. It's not a bad person to change your nappy. In the pantheon of Kevin Bacon movies, where do you rate this? Like,
it's up there. It's up there for me.
What would you say is your favourite Kevin Bacon performance?
Fuck.
You know what?
Oh man, don't do that to me.
Let's put a pin in that and let's do a top 5 Kevin Bacon.
That's a top 5. I can't do that.
Let's do a top 5 Kevin Bacon.
He's done a lot of movies.
Well, Tremors is number 1 for me, so.
Well, of course it is.
Obviously.
Tremors would be in there. Bloody hell.
It's fucking great in JFK.
You can't do that to me. You can't drop that shit on me.
His little 2-minute performance in JFK is fucking incredible.
JFK would be in there.
Yeah.
That's more of a cameo, but it would be in there. He's in more than one scene.
Stir of Echoes is fucking excellent.
Stir of Echoes is very good.
Mystic River, that was decent.
Was that the Clint Eastwood one?
Yeah, he had a very... didn't have much to do in that, but he was good. Apollo 13?
Apollo 13.
He's done some corkers.
Yeah. That's a top 5, Kev.
Yeah, we'll do a top 5 Kevin Bacon movies at one point. So yeah, that was The River Wild. Do you have another movie that you want us to revisit, or are we just gonna...
Let's just
mull it over.
And we'll not announce it because we'll fucking forget.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So we are...
Mull over. I like the 365 Revisited.
I do.
I would like to suggest also, we used to do a thing where one of us would dare the other one to watch something that they hadn't watched before.
Oh, yes. I have the perfect movie.
So I have also the perfect movie.
Oh, do you want to do it?
This is one that I have been wanting you to watch for a long time.
Go on then.
Okay. Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter.
For fuck's sake. Okay.
Do it.
It can't be that bad, can it?
It's awesome.
Right then. Fine then, my old chum. I have a movie for you. Because it popped up on my Facebook. Somebody was watching it about a week ago. And I remembered loving this movie. I think you're going to fucking hate it though. The movie's called Jerry. You need to watch a movie called Jerry. It stars Casey Affleck and Matt Damon.
Alright, okay.
Just Casey Affleck and just Matt Damon. Literally nobody else in this movie. Play 2 guys called Jerry. You are going to love it.
Have you got a year?
Ugh. I was working in the video shop at the time.
Casey Affleck.
I'm almost certain they wrote it together as well. Honestly.
Right.
You're going to love it.
Okay, I will watch Jerry if you watch Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter.
Done. So, let's move on to the What Have You Been Watching section.
Wahoo.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've heard others, but nothing could prepare you for the shameful stupidity that is the Jock and Nerd Podcast. Witness the hubris as they claim to be the world's authority on comic book movies.
Who said that?
Never said that. We've never said that.
Who cares? A jock said that.
Comic book, TV, movie reviews, news, and whatever they choose. Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you find your favorite podcasts. The Jock and Nerd Podcast. Seriously, people really listen to this.
Jock and Nerd. So, I'm going to let you start, Chris. What have you been watching in our 6-month hiatus?
Well, I've probably not watched as much as you, and I'll tell you for why. I started playing a game on the PS4 called The Outer Worlds.
Okay.
By Obsidian.
I'm aware of the game.
They were part of Bethesda, and then they split off and went and did this game. So it's like a first-person RPG where you're in space, because it's called The Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
That's what it says on the tin. It's fucking great.
Yeah. I've heard a lot about it. I have heard a lot about it. I've seen little bits and pieces of it. I'm not really in game mode lately, so I've not really...
Yeah, you're selling your console again.
Thinking about it. I'm just kind of like, there's nothing out there right now.
Yeah, but just because there's no games right now doesn't mean to say you have to go and sell your bloody console.
But do you know how depressing it is?
Every single fucking time.
Do you know how depressing it is when you turn it on and there's nothing to play?
That's when you play something that you've played already.
No thanks.
So the Outer Worlds, it's really good. It is really, really good. So the main story in it isn't really that long. There are longer games. It's maybe, I don't know, 10 hours or so. Something like that. I don't really time those kinds of things. So I guess it's about that. But so you are revived from stasis in space, and so you're given the task by the sort of mad scientist who resuscitated you to help him resuscitate the other guys who were in stasis with you, because what they call the colony, which is like the group of planets, is kind of dying on its arse. And so the story is finding out why it's dying on its arse, and then working towards a way of resuscitating the other people who were in stasis with you. It's really funny.
Okay.
Like that story, that what I just said doesn't sound that funny.
Yeah, I was going to say it doesn't sound like a laugh, right?
You know, like if you know, as you're going around the different planets and all that. So you've got your combat, you know, you've got your normal first-person combat. And that kind of thing, and it's your RPG, so you're upgrading yourself and, you know, learning new skills and all that kind of thing. But the characters that you meet, so, you know, you get like teammates in, you get characters who join your crew on the ship, and the characters that you meet as you're going around the different planets and all that kind of thing. Just the dialogue trees in it, as you're speaking to people, are fucking funny as balls. Like, you are given the option, which I didn't do, and I might replay it. I always say this, with games like that, I'm going to be the dickhead. But I never do. It. I always go for the bloody good guy option. But the options for the dickhead choices are fucking so funny. Yeah. Like, you know, there's one of your crew, because it's 2019 or maybe 2018, I don't know when it was. It 2019 it came out. Because it's 2019, so one of your crew is a lesbian.
Of course.
And so she's looking for advice from you of how to speak to the engineer of a space station, because she fancies her. But some of the fucking dickhead choices on this, oh my god,
I'm gonna have to give it a look.
You've not got a PS4, have you?
No,
I can't help you then. But I thoroughly recommend it. It's addictive as fuck. The action is good. You know, the first person, it's just a first person shooter, like, you know. And as you get towards the end of the game, you know, I picked a gun about maybe 3/4 of the way through, and I upgraded it. So I kind of had that for like most of the game, because by the time I'd upgraded it, nothing else could touch it. So I was like just shooting everybody to fuck with that, as you do. So yeah, I mean the action's fine, but it's really the bits that made the game were the dialogue options and all that kind of thing, and the story. Because there were a few times I was laughing my ass off at the fucking options on the dialogue.
Yeah, I do like a game like that when I do shit like that. Yeah, I mean, I'll look into it.
Yeah, you should, and you know, good on Obsidian for doing that, because Bethesda's just fucking shit now. So, you know, it's fair play to them, because they went out there and they did this, and hopefully we'll get an Outer Worlds 2.
Does it lend itself?
No. No.
Okay.
It might do. I mean, or
there's always a way.
They might just do an entirely new, you know, what do they call it? Intellectual. Blah, 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 blah. That's the technical term.
That is.
Yeah.
That is. I've seen them at E3 when they're like, yes, this is our new intellectual blah, blah, blah.
So, you know, they go into their meetings, and so we've got a brand new intellectual blah, 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 blah for you today. But so they might do a completely new intellectual blah 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 blah. But yeah, the way they end the game, it's kind of like the end of 6 Feet Under.
Okay.
Where they end everybody's stories.
All right.
Like they take the story ends, and then they tell you what happens to each of the characters.
Okay.
So they could still do like a story in between.
Yeah.
What happened at the end of the game and how. Yeah. And what happens to them. They could still do that in theory.
They might.
But yeah, fair play to them. I was playing that for bloody weeks. At the end of January, I had caught the cold, and I got the bloody chest infection from it. I did survive while I'm speaking to you. Yeah.
Did you buy 20 packs of toilet roll?
I did not.
No.
I did not. I bought Magners. And I
Good
bought
man.
paracetamol.
Good man.
And I bought the Outer Worlds.
Excellent.
Yep. So that's the reason I've not played. I've not watched as many movies as you probably have done.
I'll be honest with you. I went through all through the brain of what I've been watching recently, and I ain't really watched all that much either. So, but I have had a good selection.
Go on then.
So I've got lucky there. The first one I want to talk about was Birds of Prey.
Oh yeah.
I know you're not interested in seeing it. I know you think it's going to give you the eyeball aids when you do watch it. But I genuinely thought this movie was terrific. I think when DC gets it right, they get it very right. And this is one of those times when they've got it spot on. Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn. She's fucking incredible. She's amazing again. But I mean, that's something that we've never thought she would never be.
Oh, I never had any doubts about that.
No, we always we've always had faith in Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, and she's done nothing to show us otherwise. So she's phenomenal. The movie should have just been a Harley Quinn movie, because they called this Birds of Prey, and obviously the emancipation of one Harley Quinn. But they called it Birds of Prey, making people believe it was going to be a Birds of Prey movie. And the Birds of Prey are in it. But really, it's all about Harley Quinn.
So they kind of made it sound like a team-up movie when it wasn't.
It wasn't really. Yes, she teams up with them. But for the most part, it's just a Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah.
Which I'm perfectly happy with. Like, that is fantastic. That's what I wanted. The girls who play the Harley Quinn, the ladies in the movie, you've got... what the hell is her name? She plays Ramona Flowers in Scott Pilgrim. She plays the Huntress. She is fantastic. She's really, really strong in this film, really good in this film. Doesn't get an awful lot to do. The lass that plays Black Canary, I cannot think what her name is right now. She's fantastic. Rosie Perez as Renee Montoya is fantastic. Everybody's great. But if you take Margot Robbie and put her to the side, the absolute standout in this movie is Ewan McGregor. And I didn't think in 2020 we'd be saying Ewan McGregor was the standout in any movie, because he's not really done a great deal recently. You know, I kind of feel like his peak has happened.
I'm dying to see Doctor Strange. No, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Sleep.
Pardon.
He is good in that. Yeah. But in this, he's just having a fucking ball. He's playing a villain, and he's one of these actors who knows he's playing a villain in a comic book movie, and he's gonna ham it the fuck up.
Oh, I don't want to see that.
The whole thing was, like, they made a big deal about the fact that Black Mask in this movie was going to be a gay character. They made a huge deal about that. Oh, he's going to be a gay. He's going to be a gay. He's going to be a gay. And they just kept talking about it. To the point where I was sitting there, I was like, you know what? If they make that a fucking plot point, I'm out. I'm done. I'm out.
He's being the villain because he's gay.
Yeah, well, no, not that. But like, if they just make it an actual plot point where they literally have to turn around and say, "Oh, by the way, I'm gay." You know, if they do that, like, he looks at the camera and winks at me because he's fucking gay.
Just goes,
yeah, like if they do that shit, I'm going to be so fucking pissed off.
Or he just breaks into fucking what was the South Park character? Big Gay Al. Just in the middle of your Birds of Prey movie. I'm super. Thanks for asking.
But what I will say is, they didn't once have to tell me the character was. They didn't once tell me the character was. You just knew. You just knew. He had this really cool relationship with Victor Zsasz that you're kind of like, are they fucking? Is there something going on there? And it's just this cool little relationship that Hugh McGregor just fucking plays with, almost as if he's trolling people in a way, which I was kind of like, you've nailed this, by the way. You're fucking great in this movie. Thank you. Thank you for doing that and not what everybody said you were going to do. Birds of Prey, I think
Star Trek Beyond, where they have the scene with Show and
I'm going to kiss my boyfriend right in front of everyone.
And then they kind of basically look at the camera and go,
Look at us, we're progressive.
We're like, well gay, and we're like, thumbs up, camera. Aren't we so fucking bloody whatever?
No, they didn't do that in this movie, and I'm glad they didn't do that in this movie, because it had no place. It was a part of the character, it was built into the character, and they just let it go, they let it flow, and I was happy about that. Very well happy about that. Plot-wise, there's not a fucking great deal there. Plot-wise, it's literally Harley Quinn has broken up with the Joker, lets everyone know, and the Black Mask is going to either have her on his team because she no longer has the Joker to protect her, or he's going to kill her. That's the story. There is also a little plot line about the Bertinelli family, which is the Huntress's parents, having like this information that whoever has the information can control Gotham, so Black Mask also wants that. But even though that should have been the main plot of the story, that's kind of the side plot of the story, because they kind of just focus on the Black Mask either wanting to shag Harley or kill Harley. Yeah. I'm
not watching that.
It's great. It's fucking great, man. The scenes that are just ripped straight from the comic book.
Like, I started off of your review not really being that interested in it, and then after hearing your review, I am even less interested in it. I'm not going to watch that.
I have that effect on movies.
I'm not going to watch it. It sounds fucking awful. I'm so pleased you enjoy it. You enjoyed it. I really am, and fair play, fucking fair play. I am not watching that.
I feel like as well, if it is a gateway into getting an actual Harley Quinn movie, we're gonna get one. They're gonna do it now that we've had this movie, because it kind of, if anything, it has proven that she can lead a movie and she can fucking do it.
Well, it's Margot Robbie, of course she bloody can. Yeah. And I'm not like taking anything away from Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, because if you put sort of top 5 perfect casting of all time, that's going to be in there as it is. So I'm not saying anything against that, but yeah, I'm not watching this. I'm not watching it.
So what have you been watching?
Speaking of don't watch, the remake of what the fuck do you even call it? The animal graveyardy film.
Pet Sematary.
That's the one.
Yeah.
What a lot of fucking bollocks.
Yeah.
Utter shite. Boring crap.
You know what I've noticed about Stephen King movies? Or movies based off Stephen King material? You should only let the guy who did Haunting on Hill House, he should be the only guy allowed to direct any Stephen King material. I can't think what his name is right now, but he did.
Is that the guy who did It?
He did. No. That was the guy that did Mama. But this guy did Gerald's Game. Did you ever watch that one?
No.
It's on Netflix. It's very good. He also he did Doctor Sleep, which Doctor Sleep is pretty fucking good. And obviously, like Haunting a Hill House isn't a Stephen King thing, but it's about as Stephen King as it gets. But that guy gets his material, and I think he knows, like, he's probably one of the only directors out there that when Stephen King goes batshit crazy, which he always fucking does in his novels, this is the one guy that knows, I know how to tone that down but still make it awesome.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I mean, just... So, yeah, John Lithgow's in it. Jason fucking Worthington Kinnaman Clark Smith.
Yeah.
Whatever. He did get his name back, but after this, fuck him.
He's lost it again.
So
is it Jason Clarke?
Jason
It
Clarke,
is Jason
yeah,
Clarke, isn't
aye.
it?
Yeah, so they move into a house and it's got a big plot of land. Part of the land is you can bury something and it comes back to life.
That old chestnut.
Yeah. And so their kid, their daughter, is it's on a very, very busy road. And so one day they're playing hide and seek or fucking something like that, and the cat has run away. Jason Clark Duncan Clinningham, fucking whatever.
Jason Clark. Oh, Miss Michael Clark Duncan.
has their cat has died, so he didn't want to tell his daughter because his wife doesn't want to tell the daughter about death yet because she's too young and go fuck yourself. So he buries the cat in the pet cemetery and the cat comes back to life, and then they're on the busy road and the daughter sees the cat come back to life and so she gets run over. And so he ends up burying the daughter and then she comes back to life and she's like half a fucking zombie. Boring. Crap.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's
That's
so
a shame.
bad. John Lithgow is fucking wasted in it. That's really the main reason I watched it, was John Lithgow was in it. You know, and it's like, okay, it's a Stephen King property. I can't remember seeing the original because it's a remake, so I can't remember really seeing the original.
I've seen it.
Did at some point.
I've seen it, but not for a long time.
It's so boring. And, you know, after watching it, and to a slightly lesser extent, It Chapter 2, I still enjoyed it, but it wasn't as good as the first one. I thought, oh, so Stephen King movies are back. Happy days. John Lithgow's in it. Fuck Jason Clarke. But John Lithgow's in it. Jobs are good in. No. Avoid. Crap.
It's not one I'm that fussed with, so
Don't bother.
I probably will avoid it. I sat down and I watched 21 Bridges. Have you seen this?
No.
Produced by the Russo brothers. It's the movie that they produced in between the two Avengers movies. Obviously they didn't direct it, but they produced it. Starring Black Panther himself, Chadwick Boseman.
Alright, okay.
Interesting movie. Quite a good movie. Mostly stylistic wise, because the storyline is about as fucking bland as it gets. But the way it's filmed, the style of it, is pretty cool. It's one of these ones where he is the son of a hero cop who gets gunned down in the line of duty in New York, so you know they're all about that. Cuts to like years and years later, he is now a take no shit cop who...
Oh, I saw a trailer for this one of the times we were at the cinema.
Yeah, I think it's when we went to see one of the Avengers films.
I remember thinking that looked really good.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Okay.
I'm going to skip past most of the story and everything, but it's literally the night in question of the movie. There is 7 cops get gunned down during a drug thing that goes wrong, and Chadwick Boseman is the guy in charge of catching them. And he's literally like, right, close down Manhattan, close the bridges, close the tunnels, close everything. Nobody gets off the island, and we've got 5 hours to catch these guys. That is literally the story. Which, you know, we've seen shit like this before. It's not exactly a new premise, but it is quite interesting. Chadwick Boseman's really good in it. Actually, I'm going to put it out there. I don't rate him as Black Panther. I don't really rate the Black Panther movie itself. I don't really rate the Black Panther character in the Avengers. I just don't think he does fuck all. Apart from Civil War, I thought he was very good in Civil War. I'll give him that. But the rest of it...
If it wasn't for Michael B. Jordan, we wouldn't be speaking about Black Panther.
No, because
Michael B. Jordan is phenomenal.
It's a hard one because you don't want to shit on Black Panther at all. You really don't, because culturally, I guess, and pop culture wise, it's done a lot. It means a lot. It does. I'll give it that. But when I really, really look at the movie Black Panther, there's just nothing there. The story is so fucking bland. The acting isn't that great. But like you say, Michael B. Jordan is fucking phenomenal.
Really? Being completely honest, he's the only thing I remember about the movie. The bit with where Black Panther gets because Michael B. Jordan's in it.
Yeah.
In that scene, a bit when he gets the shit kicked out of him, and he gets like thrown over the side of the fucking thing. It's the Lion King. The Lion King. It's the bastard Lion King.
Basically.
But okay, so I get your point about so it's culturally important in that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I get what they did with it.
But it would have been nicer if it was a fucking awesome ass movie as well.
Yeah.
And so, Michael B. Jordan is incredible in that movie, and he is probably the only reason I would rewatch it.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been nicer if, I disagree about Chadwick Boseman. I think that he's decent as Black Panther. I think that he does a good job. He doesn't get fuck all to do in Endgame.
No.
Or
Infinity War.
He doesn't get fuck all to do in there.
I love him.
The sister gets more to do in there. And the sister is great as well.
Yeah, sure is.
To be fair,
she's
to her.
Decent.
She is good. Who's it plays his mother? Angela Bassett?
Yeah.
And she's always awesome.
She's always awesome.
But, it's mainly Michael B. Jordan. But it would have been great if, so this is a huge culturally important movie, but it's also fucking hell, have you seen this movie?
No, again, I'm going to tread lightly with this. But what would have been great is if it was a fucking fantastic movie first, and then the importance of the movie was the underlying thing.
The point I was kind of going for was, it is like you say, it's a fantastic movie first. It's a culturally important movie because it's a fantastic movie. Yeah,
that's kind of what I wanted.
Yeah,
but like I say, because of the only few times I've seen Chadwick Boseman as being Black Panther, which is, I've not really seen him do much else. I loved him in this movie because he has a lot to do in this movie. He carries the movie. Basically, he's the main character. He has a few scenes where he knocks head with J.K. Simmons. It's not easy to knock heads with J.K. Simmons when he's on his best day, which Simmons is actually kind of on his best day in this movie. Like he's not Whiplash J.K. Simmons, but he's very fucking high.
So he doesn't throw a symbol at.
That was awesome.
Chadwick Boseman.
But he's on his game, and I'm loving it. And Boseman is equaling him in this film. So I loved it for that. Like I say, the movie is the storyline is it's an episode of Blue Bloods basically. So it's bland. It is what it is. But he's fantastic in it, so it's worth watching for that. I was convinced Frank Grillo was also in this movie. He's not.
He's not. Well, Civil War, mate.
I was convinced he was. Turns out he wasn't. Taylor Kitsch was, though, and Taylor Kitsch, as we know, because of Friday Night Lights, I'll watch anything he's in.
I'm trying to think who that is.
John Carter. He played John Carter.
Okay, all right, okay.
He's done better movies, by the way. So what have you been watching?
Okay, so next, and this is also not going to go very well. So I watched the new movie on Netflix.
Okay.
It is called The Girl on the Third Floor, starring CM Punk. What's up?
Got a load of...
Is there a can touching a cable or something?
Sounds like something is. Speak.
How's it sounding now?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yep. Go for it.
I forget what I was saying.
Girl on the Third Floor.
Oh, yeah, starring CM Punk. It's Netflix's new movie, which, according to Goddamn Lad Bible, was people are watching this movie and they're losing their minds. Bollocks.
Yeah, I've not seen anything about this. It's not one that that's on my radar.
Utter crap. So CM Punk moves into a house.
Ooh, not seen this one before.
And so they're moving to a town because of the reason. He's got a wife who is pregnant at home. Ooh. And he's fixing up the house before she moves. He brings the dog with him, which if you're, if you have dogs, I've got a dog. If you're trying to do anything housey, having a dog there is not the fucking best thing in the world. Stupid prick. And so the dog's there, and it turns out there's fucking shenanigans going on in the house. It turns in, I didn't finish the movie because it was so crap. I even took the time to give it a thumbs down on goddamn Netflix, I know.
I've never done that before.
You can do that, it's quite satisfying. I never gave anything a thumbs up.
I can think of 3 or 4.
I did give something a thumbs up. I gave that, I'll get to that now in a minute. It's a show called Who Killed Malcolm X.
Mm-hmm.
That was very, very good, and I gave that a thumbs up.
I started it. I stopped it.
So yeah, it kind of, from what I picked up, it's sort of a bit of a sex house.
Nice.
Like he's renovating it, and like in the bedroom on the top level, there's like a sort of sex gallery fucking thing, and there are marbles for some reason, and there seems to be a dose of cum fucking falling out of the plug sockets. It's trying to be fucked up and scary, and it's not. It's trying to be. I don't know what the fuck it's trying to be, but go fuck yourself. I put it off. He kind of sort of gets killed. The wife, the dog gets killed. It gets its fucking head cut off and put in the tumble dryer, which is very upsetting.
That would have been it for you.
You don't fuck with kittens. You don't chop dogs' heads off and put them in the tumble dryer.
You're doing a CM Punk movie.
No, you don't, bastard. And so the wife then comes to finish the house, and then there was a dose of fucking sex stuff going on with masks and that, and I was like, oh, you know what, fuck this.
You sold it to me. You said sex house, I was in.
I had you at cum dripping out the fucking plugs, didn't I?
You had me at sex house, sex gallery, and cum out plugs.
Yep. You're going to go home and fuck a plug?
I'm going to try. I'm definitely going to try.
Honestly, pish. Lot of fucking pish.
Well, talking about horror movies, and I can't believe this is actually billed as a horror movie. But movies, this movie is billed as a horror movie. I watched it last night, and I fucking loved it. Ready or Not. Have you seen anything about Ready or Not?
No.
It's fucking incredible. So it's based on a young girl marries into a family. They get married at the family home, and then that night they have to sit around a table and they have to play a game. So basically, you get told this story about the generations of the family, and they are told that when a new member comes into the family, that new member must play a game, and they have to use this little weird box to choose the game. And she gets the game hide and seek, which she's kind of like, that's a bit fucked up. What the fuck's going on here? And then basically, she has to hide in the house, and the rest of the family, including the groom, have to search for her and try and kill her. And basically, she has to be sacrificed so that the family can maintain their richness and carry on. It is fucking excellent. I genuinely put it on thinking this is going to be terrible. What the fuck is this?
It sounds mental.
Oh man, it's so fucking good. But like I say, it's billed as a horror. I would maybe say it's more of a thriller, but it's also fucking hilarious. It has Adam Brody. You've seen Adam Brody in loads of stuff. He used to be in the OC back in the day, but recently he's kind of picked his game up and he's becoming quite a decent little actor. He's brilliant. In this, he's incredible. The girl, the lead woman in it, Samara Weaving, is an Australian lass. She's in another movie that I'm dying to watch, but I've not watched yet. But she's so fucking good. As far as, you know, like, if you're looking for your new Sigourney Weaver type role, this chick could fucking do it. She's proper Jamie Lee Curtis in it up. She is phenomenal in this film. The shit she goes through, and she still keeps coming through the other end. You're just sitting there like, oh man, I fucking love this lass. Great movie. I'm not going to say a lot about it because I genuinely think people should check this film out. The guys behind it, they're making the... what are they doing next? They're doing a Scream reboot. I don't know if it's a remake or if they're carrying it on. If it's anything like this movie, I am so fucking sold on anything they do next because this was class. And the last 10 minutes of this movie is probably some of those fucked up shit I've ever seen. And not like in a gory, like, fucking, you know, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. It's just fucked up. And you're just sitting there like, this movie just did that.
Yeah, okay.
You know, they just went there, and I just was not expecting that. It's hilarious though. It's absolutely hilarious, and the kills are good. There's some really good kills.
Oh, you need that.
The situations she gets into are fantastic. There's not much else I want to say about it. I was genuinely surprised how good this film was, and I just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah,
wasn't expecting it one bit.
Okay.
But they did a great job. So, yeah, Ready or Not, it's called. You've got to see it. It's even...
I'll give that a watch.
It's even like when the game starts and she runs away to hide. So, obviously, she gets like 100 seconds or 10 seconds or something. I think it's like 100 seconds head start. And they all start tooling up. So, the dad's going around and he's giving them all, like, the weapons and everything. And then there's the big fat husband of the sister, who obviously he's had to play a game before, but not all games are lethal. There's only like 1 or 2 games that are lethal. The rest of them is like, you might have to play backgammon. You know, that's what it is. It's like, it's the luck of the draw type thing. And they give him a crossbow, and he's like stood there with a crossbow, and he's like, so, am I supposed to know how to use this? You know, like, it's like, what the fuck? And then you see him, like, a couple of scenes later, sat on the toilet watching a fucking YouTube tutorial on how to use a fucking crossbow, and you're just like, oh, man, this film's great. I'm so fucking in. But, yeah,
I'll get that one.
Ready or Not,
right.
totally worth a watch.
Yeah.
Took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. And there's a few bits when you sit there and go, oh, shit. But,
oh, wow.
There's a few of them.
Yeah.
Few of them, one in particular, but I ain't gonna say fuck all. But when it happened, I was like, you know, when you sort of like tense up but curl away, I was like, oh fuck. Yeah, that was me. Great film. Everybody should watch it.
Okay.
Unless you're squeamish.
No,
So what have you been watching?
Yeah, so this is another remake. This one's better. This is The Grudge 2020.
Oh, yes. It's
actually all right.
Yeah.
It's okay. The I mean, I've not seen...
I thought you would have took umbrage to this film.
Why?
Because there's no SMG in it.
Well, I wanted her in it, but obviously, you know, I don't every time get what I want.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I know them feels.
Yeah, they do something different with it.
Mm-hmm.
So you've still got the thing. But the Grudge is like if something horrendous has happened and this kind of curse is created, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So in this, the Grudge is it's like attached to a house.
Okay.
And so anyone who has contact with this house, either they're living in it or they visit it or whatever, they can be affected by the Grudge.
Cool.
So it's a little bit It's a little bit different. It's still there, but they do something a little bit different with it, which, this is what the fucking fourth time they've attempted it, so it's good to see them doing something a little bit different. The movie's a little bit timey-wimey, so they show you that there are three different kind of time periods in it.
Right.
So it's like three different groups of people who have been fucked up by it, basically.
Yeah.
So there's the present day, so she's a copper who has...
She's a lady.
Moved to a house. She's not moved to that house, she's moved to a different house. She's moved there with her son, because the dad has died of cancer, so she's moved to a new town, and she's a copper, and so she's investigating a body that's been found in a car, and so the story kind of starts, getting into it and all that kind of thing, and so it's going back in time. So we've got the first one's is it goes back to Tokyo, because you got to have that link in there if it's The Grudge, and then the character's in Tokyo at the start. She hears the and then something happens, and then she comes back to the US, and she ends up killing her husband and her daughter. And then the second time period is we've got John Cho again.
Cool.
He is like a what do they call it in America? A realtor.
Mm-hmm.
And so him and his wife, I can't remember who she's played by. I think it's one of the women from Glow. Which you've never watched, have you?
Nah.
It's one of the women from that. It's one of the main characters from that. She's great. She's fine. And so she's pregnant, but they found out that the baby is disabled.
Okay.
And it's too late to get rid of the baby. So that's their story that's going on. But he's a realtor, so he's trying to sell this house.
Yeah.
And so that affects them as well. Oh fuck! There's actually another one. There's a fourth one. It's an old couple. One of them is the woman is played by the woman who played Elise in Insidious. You know who I mean? She's the clairvoyant person.
Lin Shay.
Aye, why not?
That's her.
Aye, so she's played by her. So it's her and her husband living there, and so something fucked up has gone down, and that's what links the story to this copper who's moved to the town, because her new partner, the partner's ex-partner, who's played by William Sadler, you can't go wrong. He was affected by the grudge, and he became obsessed with the house and all that, and so fucked up shit happened. So you've got all that going on. It's doing timey-wimey things. It's kind of slowly developing each story individually, and then it all comes together at the end. It's decent. You know what? It is decent. There aren't a great deal of jump scares, which is fine because we don't really need that. The movie is quite tense, which is good. I would recommend it. It's something different with The Grudge, and it's a good, it's a good property kind of thing. It's a good franchise, I guess you could call it. So it's good that they are doing something different with it, and they're still kind of keeping it true, and you've still got your fucking scary ass noise.
Yeah.
But they are kind of doing something a little bit different with the lore. So yeah, I would recommend it. Yeah, I would definitely recommend you give it a go.
I do quite fancy that one. I loved all those films back in the day, the Grudge and The Ring and all that. I loved all them. Dark Waters. Oh, that was fucking... Yeah, I loved all those films. So
I love SMG in the fucking first 10 minutes of Grudge 2, though.
I'll give it a check. I will watch it. I will. So, I'm going to make this my last one.
That's fine. I've got one more as well.
I watched this today.
No, I've got two more.
I watched this today. I got sent it by Dom Lenoir. Yes, I will send you the screener. You can watch it if you fancy it. You probably won't, though. It's called Soundtrack to 16. It's a movie that had its premiere.
I've seen things about that on Facebook.
Yeah, it pretty much had its premiere this weekend down in London town. It's a directorial debut for two sisters. They call themselves the Shakespeare Sisters. It is.
I like their music.
I do as well. It is an absolutely fantastic film. Like, it's kind of a coming of age sort of group of 16 to 17-year-olds. They're all going through the year. It sort of goes across a whole year where they're coming up to their big exams type thing. And the story is told from two perspectives, one of the young lad and one of the young lass. They're both pretty awkward in themselves kind of thing. It is literally one of those, you know, we're gonna show you this year in their life. It's a coming of age film. That's what it is. They're dealing with their own little trials and tribulations as a teenager type thing, and then they kind of come together at one point and become friendly together. He likes her a little bit more than she likes him. She actually does like him, but she's not really admitting it to herself because she quite likes this other lad. I thoroughly enjoyed this film, and I found myself wanting to show Ruby it. Because Ruby's at a weird age. She's 12 now, so she's at a weird little age. And this movie, it's really charming. Soundtrack's fantastic, like really good music to it. It's really quite endearing, but the portrayal of the two main characters is just so fucking viscerally real. Like, I was kind of watching it completely relating to both characters. Like, some of the scenarios they were going through, I'm sitting there and I'm like, shit, man, that's like, you could have taken a page out of like my high school diary or something like that. I'm not saying I had one. Don't tell me with that brush.
Totally had one.
Totally. But you could have taken a page out of like that book, and it's this film, it's this story, and I was just sitting there, I was like, the way they play it is just so real, and I thoroughly enjoyed the film. The performances from the two main actors, I should have really written their names down because I can't think what the names are right now, but they are absolutely phenomenal. Especially the lass. The lass is fantastic in this movie. It looks good, you know, like we were saying earlier about independent British movies and stuff like that, looking as good as they do right now. This is one that really stands head and shoulders for me. Like, it just looked great. Sometimes they can look a bit handheldy, sometimes they can look a bit, you know, sometimes they're going for that gritty look, but sometimes they get that gritty look without going for it. This movie is just, it looks stunning all the way through. All the characters, all the kids are great, but the two main ones are just fantastic. And like I say, I think you could show this to a child Ruby's age, 12, 13, 14, and it kind of, it does a good job of showing you, yeah, you've got your exams coming up, you've got all this stressful shit going on, but it's not really the end of the world, you know? Like, it's things are going to be okay, you know? Even if you fail your exams or whatnot, things might be alright. You know, and I think they could do a good job showing this to a younger audience.
I think maybe with not wanting to sound like an old bastard or anything, but fuck it, I'm 40 in a month's time, so I'll go with it. Actually, 3 weeks. That maybe with like your social medias and your bloody, you know, all that kind of thing, there's probably a lot more pressure on kids now than there was when we were kids.
Definitely.
So maybe a film like that is important to go to and look. You're 12 years old. Yeah. You're all right.
Yeah.
You're going to be all right.
I mean, the movie, the kids are like 15, 16 in the movie, but I just feel like there's that age group. Because even right now, Ruby's preparing to do like SATs and stuff like that. So it can be applicable to that age. But I was just sitting there, I was like, oh man, I like... wondering to myself, if this movie starts getting really real, then I'm not really going to show it. But it doesn't really go there. They don't really deal with like the really fucking harsh realities of some things. They just kind of, they show you that the stressful side of things, and you have like scenes where they're sort of staying up all night revising for exams and everything. I'm sitting there thinking, fuck me, I did that. But, like, I didn't really need to. You know, look at me now.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like, I thoroughly enjoyed this film, and it's one that I'm 100% be pushing and pimping and trying to get people to get into, because it's a fantastic little film. It really is.
Yeah. And
they've had a premiere this weekend, and from what I can tell, it all went brilliant. So, like, well played and everything. Dom's.
Yeah, fair play. That's good that, you know, as a parent with kids that age, and a movie lover as well, it's good that it's not all fucking bloody Iron Man and Spider-Man and Batman. That there are actually movies that are being made by people like these guys that they are trying to they're trying to deliver a message, and they're making a movie that they're trying to say, look, you're okay, you're fine.
And this
is good. It's good to, and that, you know, that's another thing that is great about doing this podcast, is like, if, you know, you probably wouldn't have had access to a movie like that.
Most of these films, and it's shit to say, and I hate the fact that it is this way, but most of the films like this, they do tend to slip under the radar. And unless you're living somewhere like London and you happen to be walking past the theatre, or you happen to know somebody involved on the project, or you happen to know what's going on with it, it's going to fly under the radar. Unless you're one of these guys that trolls the new release DVD section at Woolworths. Well, not Woolworths, obviously, like at Morrison's or Tesco's. Most people just tend to walk past those sections. Most people see the top 10, top 15. That's what they're interested in. I'm going to get that. But there's another section beside that has like everything else that's come out this week. This is the type of movie that will fall into that section, because it won't get the play it deserves. It's going to find an audience. I 100% believe that this movie will find an audience. It's just getting out there so that people do find it. And you're right. We're doing the podcast. We've come across people. We've come across just walks of life that we do find these films a lot easier. And we follow certain groups on Facebook, or we follow certain things on Twitter that these films pop up. Like, I follow, like, different groups on, like, Kickstarter and Indiegogo and all that, and these films do pop up there. And it is a perfect example of what is good about what we're doing with the podcast, and I love it.
Yeah.
And this is a movie that I want people to find, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. And like I say, I might wait a few months, but I feel like Ruby could sit down and watch this one.
That's good.
And it kind of shows you, like, the lassie in the movie is kind of, she's trying to move between groups, but she doesn't quite fit into either of them. Obviously, one of them she fits into more so, but she doesn't really want to be part of that group. Another one she doesn't really fit into, and it kind of shows you people might be a dick to you, but it's going to be all right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't worry about it.
I think that's an important thing to be telling people, any people.
Yeah, especially me. I need that. But yeah, it's a great little movie, and I hope people find it. It's soundtrack to 16, and like I say, the actual soundtrack to the movie is great. It's really good soundtrack. I found myself sitting there really enjoying it. So yeah, what have you been watching?
Right, I've got one more movie to talk about. We've mentioned this movie on here. I don't think we've actually gone into it properly, like sort of in a kind of review type deal. The movie is Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah,
I don't think we have.
We gave it a little review in the last episode, not like a full review, but
I just the movie is incredible. So it's set towards the end of the Second World War. It's about a little kid who is phenomenal. The kid is fantastic. So it's set towards the end of the Second World War. The kid has been obsessed with Hitler and he has an imaginary friend who is Hitler, played by Taika Waititi.
Because if anyone could.
Oh, yeah. So, like I say, the kid is obsessed with being he thinks he's a Nazi. He goes around wearing the Hitler Youth uniform and all that kind of thing. At the start of the movie, he's quite badly injured in a fucking great little scene. And so he's not really able to join go to the next level after Hitler Youth, which is like the army and that. He's kind of he's seconded to like I said, a different part of it. They're basically just being kind because his mother's fit.
She is.
Yeah. So his mum is played by Scarlett Johansson. Her accent is a little bit touch and go. I think she was kind of Swedish a couple of times.
I think she's touch and go anyway.
Fuck. Oh, shut up, you harsh bastards.
I'm not a big fan of her. I never have been. You know this. You know this.
I know.
If there's a movie this year I couldn't be less interested in, it's Black Widow.
I'll be sitting. Well, hopefully I'll be going to the cinema to see that.
You might be by yourself. Or
no, Paul Byrne, friend of the
seats
show,
apart.
will be with me.
Yeah, but you'll have to be 3 seats apart.
I'll be fine, man. I'll be fine. Yeah. So the war is coming to an end. The kid finds out that his mother has been hiding a Jewish girl from the Nazis in their house. And so the main sort of meat of the movie is the interactions between the little boy, who has been he's been brainwashed by the Hitler Youth into thinking, like Jews are monsters and all that kind of thing. And then he meets this little Jewish girl who was a friend of his sister who died.
Yeah.
Presumably before the war or whatever, and so he sparks up a friendship, and eventually, like, falls in love with the Jewish girl, as the end of the war is coming upon Berlin. So yeah, that's your movie. It's great. It's so good.
It is a cracking little film. It's fantastic. Taika Waititi is 100% the man to have done this. Like, I don't think anybody else could have tackled it with such affection, but is like also kind of poking the bear a little bit.
Definitely poking the bear.
But you know what I mean by like affection. He's not dicking about with it. It would be so easy to make a straight out balls to the wall kind of body comedy that just sort of, you know what, let's just make Hitler look like a fucking tool kind of thing. It would be so easy to do that. It's been done before, and they could have done that, but he doesn't do that. He treats it with a lot of attention to detail, and just sort of, we're gonna poke the bear, but we're gonna have fun with it.
Well, the thing is, because it's about the kid's story, his development from the Hitler Youth up to realizing this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And so because it's his journey from that to that, and then at the end of the movie, okay, so it's been out for a few weeks now, so it's fine. But at the end of the movie, you've got the moment where he goes, "Fuck you, Hitler."
Yeah.
And that, he's realised this is all nonsense, this is all horse shit.
It's the fuck you Chris Finch moment.
Yeah, yes, exactly, aye. But, I mean, the moment, and I know you don't like her, but the bit where he, Scarlett Johansson's character has been, she's part of the resistance to the Nazis. So that she's been leaving sort of free Berlin, free Germany, and all that kind of things, leaflets around and that, and so we have a sort of callback to earlier in the movie. There's just a really nice little scene with the mother and the son, where they're walking along the river, and Scarlett Johansson's walking on top of the wall, and he's walking on the pavement, and her shoes are kind of eye height to him. and then that, you know, it's all nice and it's sunny and it's nice and it's, you know, and then later on he's chasing a butterfly and he sees those exact same pair of shoes and she's been hung by the Nazis for being a collaborator, or not a collaborator, like a fucking defector or whatever they call them. Traitor. Aye. And so she's been hung, she's been killed by them, and her shoes are undone, which is a thing, and it's, you know, it's a thing that's in the movie, because he can't tie his own shoelaces, and her shoelaces are undone, and I still I welled up like a motherfucker, honestly, man. But yeah, it is so well done. It's an incredible movie, and I just think that everybody should watch it. It's just really good. It's just so good, and it's like you say, it's the heart in it. It's the heart in the movie. It would be so easy just to do like a satirical sort of like piss take of the Nazis, which it kind of is.
Yeah,
but also
of course it is,
there is so much heart in it. You know, I mean, Rebel Wilson's fucking great. Alfie Allen,
Sam Rockwell.
Alfie Allen and Sam Rockwell are
fantastic.
Just amazing.
A double act I never thought I'd ever see.
No.
But it works.
But there's also the moment where it's like they're going to kiss.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did that come from? Yeah. Great movie.
I love the film. It's another one that I want more people to see. I did read a thing where Taika Waititi said in an interview that he didn't feel like he had to take the piss out of Hitler because he took the piss out of himself in real life. Just saying, like, he was that much of a mad rage bastard that he didn't feel like he had to do it because he'd done it all himself. Which I was quite like, fair play.
Yeah.
I like Taika. I've got nothing else to talk about. Obviously, we both fucking loved Sonic. Sonic was just incredible. Better than it ever should have been, to be fair. I also watched the Charlie's Angels remake with the girls. Do yourself a favour and skip that one.
I was never going to watch that.
It's... They do one thing in the film that I found extremely interesting, but they didn't do anything with it. They have a couple of moments very early on in the movie where a random woman character in the movie helps one of the angels, like does something for one of the angels. Like the main girl, not the main girl, but like the one that's newly recruited to the group. She drops something and this woman bends down, she's like, I think you dropped this. And she's like, oh no, that's not mine. And she's like, I think it is though. And it's like a business card with the Charlie's Angels logo on it, and that kind of gets her into the group. Which, when it first happens, you're not really supposed to think much about it. And then it happens a couple of times where, like, maybe only once or twice, where some random lady helps one of the angels do something, but there's nothing made of it. It's just a random thing. So you don't really pick up on it throughout the movie. And then right at the end, it turns out that there's a whole fucking slew of, like, women who fucking help the angels and all this. And I thought, that's a really interesting concept. Like, sleeper agents everywhere. But, like, all women, obviously. And I was kind of like, that's an interesting concept. Maybe should have used that in your film. But they didn't. They just brought it out right at the end. I was like, nah. Other than that, it's a fucking shit film. It's fucking awful.
Yeah, and on that, can we stop saying... I read at the time that the reason the film performed poorly and was given bad reviews is because of sexism.
Yeah.
Can we fuck off with that? Can we just say, you know what? Your movie was crap. Your movie was crap, and just because people say your movie was crap doesn't mean you say they're sexist. They're saying your movie's crap.
Movie was crap. The plot was threadbare. Patrick Stewart is absolutely fucking slumming it.
Patrick Stewart's in it.
Yeah, he plays a Bosley. He is absolutely fucking slumming it in this movie. I wasn't convinced he was even in the movie. Like, he's there, But at one point, I thought it was like some sort of CGI kind of shit.
All right.
I was kind of like...
He was on the set of Picard and just
possibly
like going, I want a new kitchen.
Because there's parts of it that genuinely when he's on screen, doesn't look like he's actually there. And I was just kind of like, this fucking weird.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart's not doing that.
Yeah. So, the movie's just not great. The relationship between the three angels isn't bad. It's not bad at all. Kristen Stewart actually had me thinking for most of the movie, maybe she can act. Maybe she actually can do something other than stare out of a window in Twilight. So I don't know, maybe I'll keep an eye on her going forward, because I was quite impressed with her a little bit. But the best part of the movie is quite literally the end credits when they show you them training. So they're training her up to be an angel. Movie's finished, it's done, credits are rolling, and you get some Avengers style, like, after the credits movie sections. And it's literally them training her. And I was like, you know what? This would have been great as a fucking montage like an hour ago. Not right now when the movie's done, because most people are leaving the cinema and this is the best part of a film. Just fucking sucked. And yeah, it's got nothing to do with sexism. It's got nothing to do with superhero movies. It's got nothing to do with any of that. It's just a piss poor movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was never going to watch that. I mean, I like the original.
Scarlett enjoyed it, but she's an idiot.
Wow. Okay. You got any TV shows to talk about?
Nothing really. I've been watching The Office US. I've been binge watching that. I watched the second series of Drive to Survive, the Formula One TV show on Netflix.
Never heard of it.
Which is, it's good, but it's not Series 1. Series 1 was way better. Like, the camera crew and the documentarians and all that have quite unfiltered access to the teams. And you could tell that in Series 1, they had unfiltered access to, like, almost all the teams except for Ferrari and McLaren. Ferrari and Mercedes, because obviously they're the top two, like, teams. So you didn't really get to see much of them. This series, they did have access to Ferrari and Mercedes, but they didn't seem to have a lot of access at all. I was kind of like watching it thinking, oh, they've not liked the first series because they've totally taken all your access away. Good. I've not brilliant.
Legitimately never heard of that show.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's not bad. You get to see like the politics behind the scenes of Formula One and all that. And, like, I don't really watch Formula One, but it was interesting to see them, why they act the way they do, I guess. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it, but it was decent. So what you got?
A couple of bits and pieces. Sex Education.
Oh, it's back,
on
yes.
Netflix.
Yeah.
There's 2 seasons of it.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't watched it until recently, and it's fucking really good.
Mm.
Gillian Anderson, Asa Butterfield. Yeah, it is really funny. The story's great. So Gillian Anderson is a therapist, and her son is kind of fucked up because of it.
Mm-hmm.
But he starts giving sex therapy to people who are in his year because everybody's fucked up in the head with, they're all hormones and stuff and things.
Yeah.
So he starts giving sex therapy to the people who are in his year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that's like the premise of the show. Really fucking funny. Gillian Anderson and Asa Butterfield as a mother and son sort of team they're great.
Asa's
they're absolutely
class.
fucking brilliant. There is a moment in season 2, episode 1, that is up there with fucking Hell Benji from The In-Betweeners.
Okay.
At the end of season 1, he realizes that he's able to masturbate. He's had a problem with masturbation. But at the end of season 1, he is now able to do that. And so
Nice.
then at the beginning of season 2, he's kind of obsessed with it.
Why not?
And he's masturbating everywhere.
Okay.
And so he's like a normal teenage boy, where everything is giving him a fucking hard on, and he's obsessed with masturbation. So if he's got a hard on, he's gonna have a wank.
Nice.
Basically, and there's a moment that is honestly, genuinely up there with fucking Help Benji. So yeah, Sex Education. I didn't watch it for ages, but it was recommended to me, and I'm glad I watched it. It's really funny. Who Killed Malcolm X? Also on Netflix. Yep. Very, very fucking interesting. Spoilers: he dies.
I started it and I don't know why I stopped watching it, but I've never watched it again.
It's I think it's like maybe 8 episodes or something like that, and it really goes into some areas that I had no idea about.
So who killed him?
Well, they actually there were like, I think it was 3 people in the crowd who shot him.
Okay,
but they determine which was the actual shot that killed him. Dude. And so they're going after they're looking for the person who had the gun that shot him.
Is he still alive?
No, he's dead. Oh, the guy who shot him?
Aye.
No, he's dead as well. But
how can they go after him then? He's dead.
Well, they're looking for him.
He's dead.
Well, they find out during it
that he's dead.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Like, you don't know. Well, now you do, but you don't know as you're watching it that the guy's dead, but he dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anticlimax.
What did you want to happen?
That they catched him alive?
That's not gonna happen. The Outsider.
Yeah. This is
on Sky Atlantic. Ben Mendelsohn. It is a Stephen King story. Yeah. So it's about child murder.
Jason Bateman in this as well?
Yes, he is. Briefly.
Oh, briefly. Oh, spoilers.
Ben Mendelsohn is the main character. You can't go wrong. And so it's about children being murdered because it's Stephen King, so of course it fucking is. And
he does seem to have a problem with children.
He does, yeah. He likes killing kids, bastard.
I can't say he's in the wrong.
Well, anyway, so it's the story of Ben Mendelsohn's character is investigating the child murders and all that.
Yeah.
But there's a thing where the people who have been arrested or caught or killed or whatever, or accused of killing the children, are also like spotted elsewhere at the same time. So it's like, how did they actually do this? Because they were here and they were also here killing the kid. Mm-hmm. And so there's this story of how what the fuck is going on here. And it's a very, very good story.
Yeah.
It is a very good story. It's a TV show, I think, again, about 10 episodes or something like that. Great fucking cast. Really, really good
Ben
cast. Yeah, so good. So addictive. I didn't expect it to turn into what it turned into.
Yeah.
But it's Stephen King, so it's it's going to be a bit sort of supernaturally and stuff. But very, very good.
I'm going to give this one a watch.
I'm not going to do any more about the story or anything, but child murder, multiple locations.
Tick.
Boosh.
2 big ticks for me. Well, have you got anything else?
Let's see. Picard.
Yeah.
Yeah? You're not going to watch it?
I will at some point. I've not been in a hurry.
I don't know if I read it was on a season break, but I don't know if it is or not.
Right.
Because then I read episode 8 had aired.
Right.
So I guess it's not.
Oh.
So I might... I don't know. I'm really enjoying it. Fuck it. Like, people are saying this is not Star Trek, and can we just fuck off with that?
It's not
like,
trying to be.
What do you want? What the fuck do you want?
I've been reading a lot of things where they're saying that they're not trying to do Star Trek, they're trying to do something a little different.
Well, it is different. It's set in the future of, like, your Voyager, your DS9, your Star Trek First Contact, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in the future of all that, and so any, like, simulated life, like, say, Data, for example, is outlawed because there was an attack on Mars and they killed the entire Mars colony. And so Picard left Starfleet because they were trying to help the Romulans, which I think was part of the plot of the one with Tom Hardy. Nemesis. That was that not the plot of that they were trying to help the Romulans because Romulus or one of the moons was about to explode or some shit.
Yeah, it's familiar.
And so that it followed on from that, where Picard was like leading the thing to help the Romulans out.
Yeah.
And so because this attack happened on Mars, Star Trek went, fuck that. We've got to sort our own shit out. So Starfleet kind of pulled Picard away from, or all of the Federation away from that and left the Romulans to it. And Picard was like, oh, fuck you. So Picard kind of went, either you let me go back and help them or I quit. And so they went, well, fuck then. And so Picard quit Starfleet. And so it's in the future of that.
That's
which
cool.
is good because it's not set in the past with Kirk and Spock and all that. Not everything in Star Trek has to be Kirk and Spock.
Different.
So yeah, it's nice to see something a bit different. It was great seeing Seven in there. Although from what I've seen, she's only been in there for one episode.
Yeah.
But it was still great seeing Seven in there. The Romulans are in, or some of the Romulans anyway, have kind of taken up residence in an old Borg cube.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of doing experiments on the Borg and stuff like that. It's interesting. It's great seeing Patrick Stewart back as Picard. And I think it's got legs. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. And I want to see Catherine Janeway.
7 seasons in a movie?
Oh, fuck, Last one. This is it's an Armando Iannucci show called Avenue 5 with Hugh Laurie is the main character in it.
It's like a space thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hugh Laurie is the captain of the spacecraft called Avenue 5.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of they don't get lost in space exactly, but their trajectory gets fucked up, and so they're going to be like 6 years getting home instead of a month or whatever.
So it's a Voyager with jokes.
It's pretty much, yeah. You've got Rebecca Front in there.
Okay.
You have bloody. There's fucking loads of people in there. What's the guy's name who we don't really like?
That narrows it
I know,
down.
right? Fucking hell. No, he was in Josh Gad.
Oh yeah, God,
he's in there,
Ugh.
and you know what? He's actually all right. He's playing what you would expect Josh Gad to be, but kind of like a funny version of it. Just a bit of a fucking dick, and yeah, that's bang on. But it's, Armando Iannucci is a fucking phenomenal writer.
Yeah.
And Hugh Laurie is a funny guy. It looks great. You know, you've got some other great cast members in there. The guy, he was in Silicon Valley. He was also in the Ghostbusters remake. He was in the very first scene. You know, the tour guy.
Aye. Yeah.
Whose name I've completely bloody forgotten.
Is he not in? He's in the American Office as well.
Yes, he is. It's like the sort of the kind of just a bit of a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the fuck's his name?
I know who you're on about as well.
Zach Woods.
Yeah.
Zach Woods is his name. And you know what? That guy is fucking funny.
Oh, he's funny. He's definitely funny.
It's also got the lass who played Annie in Being Human.
Right, yeah. Rings a bell.
Yeah. You watched Being Human? Everybody watched Being Human.
The British one?
Yeah.
Because they did an American one, didn't they?
No, the British one.
Well, it had Michael Sosha in it, so yeah, of course I watched it.
But the lass who played Annie
is
in it as like sort of the engineer type thing. It's really good. It really is.
See, I saw a trailer for it, and I just thought the Orville, and I was like, I'm not watching that.
Oh, fuck the Orville. No, it's better than that. It's like the Orville, but it's Armando Iannucci. Yeah, that's me.
Well, I guess then that's what we've been watching, so we will move on to our top 5.
Yes, we will.
Which is on topic.
Greetings from Tromaville. I'm Lloyd Kaufman, president of Troma Entertainment and creator of The Toxic Avenger. You know, folks, when the Troma team and I are not making those great movies like Tromeo and Juliet and Terra Firma and Return to Nukem High, a.k.a. Volume 2, the Troma team and I like to kick back and inhale the most educational and entertaining podcast in the world, Poop Culture.
Hello, I'm Toxie. Toxie, I love poop culture. Poop culture is the best. I like poop culture. In fact, I even look like some poop right now. If you look closely, kind of a poop.
But I'm 70 years old and I want to blow my fucking brains out. So, honestly, I don't even know why I care.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So yeah, this episode's top 5 is basically our top 5 coronavirusy, world-endy movies as such, where people die a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So killer virus.
I took
or
out
a mutant virus.
I took out like natural disasters and stuff though.
Yeah,
so it's got to be
like day after tomorrow.
Yeah,
that shit. But
got to be shit like that.
So if the world's kind of end, or it ended, or is ending,
yeah,
or in danger of ending.
Wow, it's
a scope.
That is a bit of a scope now that you say. I feel like I've cheated myself. But yeah, so I'm going to let you go first.
Okay.
So
my number 5 is a Netflix movie.
Ooh.
It is Bird Box.
Oh, really?
With Sandra Bullock. I loved it. Honestly, I loved it. I thought it was tense as fuck. I thought it was very well done. I thought it was a great concept. I thought it was quite original. Yeah, and balls.
Did you ever see the really shit Stanley Tucci one?
I did not. No. That's also on Netflix, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not going to watch that. But Bird Box I thought was great. I really did. I thought that the bit where they're all on the boat and she can't take the thing off to steer the boat down the rapids. Should have had Meryl Streep in there, motherfucker.
Should have been down there like nobody's business.
Been fucking laughing like a bastard, and she would have scared those smoke fucks off.
What about the massively on the nose ending? Were you happy with that? When they ended up at the school for the blind or some shit like that?
Oh yeah.
Oh my Christ.
Meh.
I'm not gonna lie. I was already sitting there watching that movie like, you maybe lost me about half an hour ago, and then when that happened, I was like, wow. So you just went there.
I thought it was a good movie. I thought
it's decent.
It was like I say, really, really tense. And it was interesting seeing Sandra Bullock doing a movie like that. I thought,
I'll give you that. It's interesting seeing Sandra do something different, something out of her regular remit.
Mm-hmm. That was going to happen, wasn't it?
Yep, always going to happen.
What's going to happen again now?
Probably.
Right, what's your number 5?
My number 5, mine aren't necessarily in any particular order, but for my number 5, I went with a movie that came out a couple of years ago. It is The Girl with All the Gifts.
That is my number 4.
Is that number 4?
Yes, it is.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Paddy Considine, Gemma Arterton, everybody in it's fantastic.
That to me.
I did. It was super different, I thought, with the whole fact that they're kind of cognitive, like the zombies they can think and they can sort of train them, and it just kind of shows you that when we do have a little bit of power over something like that, we fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, we're very much going down that dark path. But yeah, I love that movie. It took me by surprise. Excellent film.
So you do your number 4 then.
So my number 4, well, you may not have seen this one. Everybody's raving about this director right now because he made the movie Parasite, but he also made a movie a couple of years back called Snowpiercer with Chris Evans.
Oh yeah, you've told me about that movie a lot. I've never watched it.
It's sort of like the world has pretty much ended. Like they've kind of wiped out half the population and stuff like that. They've kind of brought climate change around a lot quicker than it ever should have happened. And they have a train that sort of just goes around. I don't think it's the world. I think it goes around certain countries or something like that. And they live on the train, and they're sort of the last of existence type thing. You have the poor people sort of working at the front of the train. They're the ones keeping the engine going. And then as you get further up the train, the class divide is very, very there. Great movie. Great fucking movie.
It's one I've been meaning to watch. I've just never got around to it.
It's like I've not seen this Parasite movie that everybody's going on about, and it won the Oscar obviously, and it did well. I've not seen it, but I kind of know that given the director, I know it's going to be a good film because Snowpiercer's fucking class. But yeah, Snowpiercer.
Okay. My number 3 is the Planet of the Apes trilogy.
Yeah, I was tempted.
Yeah,
I was tempted.
Because the end of the first movie is the treatment that they've been working on in their labs and all that made the apes smart is killing off humans. And so the end of the first movie is it's the guy, the arsehole neighbour who beats up John Lithgow and so is beaten up by Caesar. He's a pilot, so he gets on the plane, and then so the most of humanity is killed off, and then that's what leads us into the second movies, and I think the virus kind of develops from there.
Yeah.
Now I've only seen the last one once, but it's making them. It's like, because like Woody Harrelson is in that one, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't see that one in the cinema. It was like a bloody Blu-ray job. I've only seen it once. I can't remember shit about it. I think I was maybe drunk when I watched it.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But the virus evolves as the movies go on, kind of. It's not really mentioned as much in the second one.
No.
But it comes back in the third one. Yeah. But yeah, so the virus, by the end of the first movie, is wiping out
everything.
Humanity.
My number 3 is it's 28 Days Later.
Yeah, I have.
You're not a fan?
Oh no, I'm a fan. Of course, I'm a fan. I couldn't really fit it on my list.
my thing with 28 Days Later is I've always had an affection and an affinity for the zombie movies, but let's be honest, for the most part, they're not really that scary zombies. Like, back in the day, when they used to do the real tight camera angles and the real close-ups and all that, yeah, okay, zombies are pretty scary and that. But when you really think about it, most zombies you can just walk past, you're fine. 28 Days Later came around, and it was like set in London, so like there was probably the first one that really was kind of close to home sort of thing, because usually it's over there. And it was set in London. You got Cillian Murphy just fucking destroying it, because Cillian Murphy.
Well, yeah.
And then you have that scene, and I remember distinctly sitting down to watch 28 Days Later, and you have the scene when he's down the tunnel, and you can sort of see the reflection, the light coming from the other side of the tunnel. You can see the reflection of the zombies coming, but like the reflection isn't coming really slow. They are fucking running, and then the zombies come flying around the corner, and they are fucking chasing them down. And it was the first time that I can remember that zombies were fucking running after people, and it fucking scared the life out of me the first time I saw 28 Days Later. I was just like, oh, nah, this is like next level zombie infestation. We are, if this shit happens, we are dead. If zombies are doing parkour around fucking corners and that, we are dead. You know, and it affected me the first time I watched it, mostly because of that. I was just like, what do you do? Like, if this ever actually does happen, what do you do? Because I like to think I can run. I ain't that fit though. Like I'm.
Oh, I'd be fucked.
I'm getting eaten.
Yeah.
I'm getting got. So yeah. 28 Days Later, mostly because of the fact that zombies were running after people, and I find that pretty scary. And that also ties into my number 2. But yeah.
Okay. My number 2. This is why I kind of said the world is in danger of ending.
Yeah.
It is an alien virus. It is X-Files Fight the Future. So it's an
You
alien...
have to find a way to like slip an X-Files in there.
Of course. But no, it's the alien, like the oil.
Yeah.
And so what you find out after the movie, you don't actually find this out in the movie itself, but that it goes all alien on you. So it bursts it. The oil gets into you, and then it fucking, what they call it, chastates or whatever.
Yeah.
And then out comes a fucking alien.
Nice.
Do you find that out in the movie?
I can't remember.
No, you do. You do find that out in the movie because, like, Mulder goes to the ship at the end of the movie. I'm talking bollocks. Mulder goes to the ship at the end of the movie, and they've got them all in the sort of stasis tubes and stasis cases because Scully gets kidnapped because it's fucking Scully. Because cigarette smoking man like gives her the virus, which is where the chest burstiness comes from.
Yeah.
And so they're all on the ship at the end of the movie, and then the fucking ship takes off at the end of the movie. Or am I thinking of the show? It's fucking hard to tell. But yeah, anyway, okay, so the X-Files in general.
Just the X-Files.
Just the X-Files in general. No, the main kind of, the main like lore, the main story that goes through it is the alien virus that is designed to let aliens populate the Earth. Basically, it comes from a virus. It grows inside humans, and then they burst out your chest. It fucking John hurt you.
John hurt, like a little noodle thing.
That was bigger than that.
Yeah. I'm not really into the X-Files.
I know.
I do try, but
I am, and you're
can't.
wrong.
My number 2, like I say, zombies that run fast scare the fucking life out of me. And it's World War Z.
Yeah.
World War Z.
I struggled not to put that on my list, but I had my number 1. I knew that the X-Files was going to be in there.
Yeah.
I wanted Planet of the Apes in there, so I thought only left 2. And what are you going to do?
World War Z is just... Could it have been better? Yeah, it could have been. It could have been a hell of a lot better. But I love the fact that they had this like world-ending fucking virus going around. People's turning into fucking flesh-eating zombies, and then you just got Brad Pitt globe-trotting around the world, just
with
like
scarf.
Just with his scarf, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to go to fucking Egypt, and then I'm going to go to Italy, and then I'm going to go to Ireland, and then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go here. Nobody's going to think twice about the fucking time it actually took me to get there. And it's going to be fine.
It's the same old thing with Game of Thrones, like fucking Warp Factor 2.
Yeah.
You know.
But I do genuinely love World War Z.
It's a good movie. You got Peter Capaldi in there.
Yeah. And the scene that always gets me to this day is when they're in the city that's fucking walled off, and you get the scoping shot from the outside coming over, and they're just like building a pyramid to get over the wall.
Yeah.
And then they just start throwing themselves over the wall. Again, what the fuck do you do in that situation? I'm dead. I'm too busy trying to think what I'm going to do. I'm dead. Not Brad Pitt, though. He's all like, I know what I'm going to do because I'm Brad Pitt.
See, I'd be thinking, what would Buffy do? And then by the time I thought, what would Buffy do? I'd be dead. So,
exactly. Yeah, but my number 2, World War Z.
That's a good pick.
I love the film. I love the film, and I can't like. I know it seems to have been in production hell since forever, but World War Z 2.
That's never going to happen.
I need that movie. I want to see what happens next, man.
Yeah. Do we need to find out what happens next?
Yes.
I don't think we do.
No, we do. Yeah, we do. So, what's your number?
This was always going to be my number 1. Dustin Hoffman. Fucking Rennie, what's name?
Rennie, what's name? I was going to say Zellweger, but Russo.
That's the one, Rennie Russo.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman, fucking
Kevin Spacey.
Cuba Gooding Jr. in there. Kevin Spacey's in that.
I'm pretty sure he's in that.
Isn't he is he one of the scientist guys who gets infected pretty much early on?
Pretty sure he is.
Yeah. Fuck me. It's actually that would be a good rewatch.
Definitely. Especially right now.
River Wild.
Especially right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bloody relevant
Oh,
you know,
it's
what
very
we're going
fucking
through
relevant.
right now. You know, it's, some shit that happened in Africa or one of those countries, and fucking it involved.
What the fuck was that? One of those countries.
You know,
you doing a Starvin' Marvin impression?
No, it was actually Jim Jeffries, but there you go. But fucking Starvin' Marvin.
South Park.
Oh shit! Okay, no, it was Jim Jeffries. I saw fucking something happens, and then the monkey comes back to the US, and then it bites some silly little bollocks, and then someone sneezes on someone, then someone goes to the cinema, or someone goes to the shop, or someone goes to the fucking whatever, and sneezes on someone else, or coughs on someone else. There's a bit I remember where someone coughs in the cinema, and it kind of, the camera like follows the, you know, the sort of micro thingy bob as it goes into someone else's mouth, and it's like, oh. But that is basically what we're fucking living right now.
90s for you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But it's great, and it's fucking grim in places. It's massively grim in places. You know, like 90s movies being 90s movies, they decide to nuke the town.
Yeah.
And you've got the sort of standoff with the helicopter versus the nuclear fucking plane, which is still fucking great. Rennie Russo gets infected, bless her. The dogs are fine, so I'm okay. Yeah, Outbreak.
My number one was never.
Can I guess?
It was never going to be anything else. Go on then.
Is it Doomsday?
Yeah. Yeah, I fucking love Doomsday. Like, any chance I get to put a Neil Marshall movie on my list, it's going to happen. But this one especially, because it is just a fucking great movie.
I still don't think I've watched it all the way through, man.
Just the concept, man.
Yeah.
Like you say, the way we are living right now, if they turned around tomorrow and said we're going to cordon off Scotland, I'm all about that. Right on the border. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's literally like it's set sort of just after the virus is. It's called the Reaper virus, and it's sort of sweeping Scotland. And the government decides we're going to cordon off Scotland to keep it in there, and then everything will be great. Scotland can just fuck itself, basically. And then it turns out that some cases...
That could be on the news tomorrow.
Definitely, definitely. Some cases have been confirmed south of the border. So they get Radha Mitchell and they say, here, Radha Mitchell, you're pretty decent. Get yourself up into Scotland. Find out if there is a cure, and if there is, bring it back. So she goes in there, and you just get just fucking madness. It's like Mad Max on steroids. It is absolutely insanely brilliant. Scotland's kind of living in two halves, where one half is like living in the medieval times, and the other half is living in like super cyberpunk fucking futuristic times, but like without the future tech, just everyone's cannibals. It's amazing. It's fucking Doomsday. I've spoke about it enough on this podcast.
I need to get it watched all the way through. I really do. I'm sure I've seen some of it, but just one of those movies that I've never got round to finishing.
And friend of the show, previous guest Craig Conway, playing Saul, phenomenal. One of the best characters in an apocalyptic movie ever. He's just so unhinged and fucking mentally deranged. It's a beautiful movie. That's a movie I would like to see a sequel to. I'd watch a Doomsday too. Big time.
Put the news on.
It's, like you say, it's happening right now. Yeah. So tomorrow we'll be calling off Scotland, and England will be saying,
you never know. By the time we get to another episode, it could be bloody well World War Z.
We're getting there.
Or the X-Files.
Oh, the X-Files. What, the show or the movie, or is it the same thing?
Same thing.
So yeah, that's my number one. It was always going to be my number one. But with that, did you have any honourable mentions?
I had one honourable mention. Well, I mean, there's fucking so many of them. I did want to give an honourable mention to the Resident Evil, like, sort of saga. Most of the movies were crappy. Some of them are decent. But as a premise, it's solid. And we'll get remake after remake after remake after remake. Because why the fuck not?
I think the only ones I had, I really wanted 12 Monkeys on my list. Like you say, with knocking World War Z off your list, I just couldn't figure out what else to drop.
Yeah.
Snowpiercer nearly never made it for 12 Monkeys, because I do and by the way, I do love 12 Monkeys. Like, it's fucking a great movie. It's Terry Gilliam at his absolute best.
One of those movies I always forget about.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And it was Brad Pitt when he was like, you know what, I'm not going to be the pretty boy fucking male lead in a movie. Like, I'm going to try and do something different. And 12 Monkeys was one of the first ones where he tried to do something different. And he's great in it. Bruce Willis back when he gave a fuck about acting. It's just a great movie. British movie Redcon 1, which came out a couple of years ago.
I saw that. I think I did.
Really enjoyed that movie. So that nearly made it. And I was going to put a TV show on for a while, but I didn't, because that would be cheating. It was a Netflix show, The Rain. Did you ever see that one?
I'll put that off.
I loved
that. Was crap.
The dubbing, the dubbing on the show is horrendous. It's fucking awful. You do kind of have to watch it with the subtitles, otherwise it's just really jarring. But the whole premise of the show is fantastic. Like, the way they do it, like, I was like, yeah, I'm in.
I can't remember anything about it. Honestly, I didn't make it through episode 1.
But yeah, that's all I had.
Aye. Oh.
And obviously Daybreakers, but they didn't give that a second series, so I'm still salty as fuck. So yeah, the premise of the new section that we were going to do, and obviously it'll follow straight on from this, is that we were going to do like case scenarios where the world has pretty much ended or is coming to an end, and we have to choose 4 fictional characters that we are going to share the end of the world with. For whatever reasons you want to have, we decided to go fictional on this one and just keep it strictly movie, TV shows, kind of those kind of guys. So yeah, let's just get into it and then pick our survivors.
Yeah. So I didn't go for proper end of the world.
Yeah.
With my scenario, I really went with what we're kind of going through right now, where it's people really fucking overreacting. The media making it fucking worse than it actually is. Okay, I know it's bad. I know people have died. I know that. I get that completely. But people going out and panic buying and making it worse than it actually is and all that. So when I was picking my characters, my sort of fictional characters, that's what I kind of was bearing in mind.
Yeah.
So my first one, in this situation that we're in, I think really the best thing you can do is just fucking go for a beer. And just kind of go for a beer, let the whole thing blow over.
The Winchester.
So my first pick was Stone Cold Steve Austin. So if you are there having a beer,
is he fictional though?
Of course he's fictional.
Is he though?
He's a fictional, kind of. Fuck you, I'm taking him.
Did you watch SmackDown this week?
Kev, I've not watched wrestling in over a year, mate.
They did it without an audience.
I saw a thing about that on YouTube, like that. Yeah,
it was weird.
Aye,
but they did a very good job with it because they did it at the Performance Center instead, which was actually pretty cool. And they had Triple H on commentary with Michael Cole, so wasn't that bad. It was just fucking weird when they come out and there's no crowd, no pop or anything.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in August
since you watched it.
Since I watched it. Oof. Yeah, SummerSlam 18 was the last bit of wrestling that I watched.
Awful.
Yeah.
So Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. You can have a pint with him, probably more than one, definitely more than one. And if someone does kick off, he'll fucking stun the motherfucker.
Give you that.
Yep.
Give you that. So my list of survivors is basically I'm preparing for the worst. So if civilization does go to fuck, I want to have a team of people around me who are best equipped to deal with the situation and best equipped to set up going forward. So the first person I've chosen is none other than Brad Pitt from World War Z, Mr. Jerry Lane.
Does he have his scarf?
He has a scarf.
That's fine then.
Because what would he be without it?
Just a silly prick with a fucking haircut. That's.
I need me a guy who can jump on a plane and globetrot and figure out what the fuck's going on. He might not cure the virus, but he's definitely going to try his best. So I need that one scientist who's he's going to do everything I ask him to do. To a fault.
To a fault. All right.
Yeah.
So you're going to be like, you shoot that guy in the head.
If I have to.
Yeah. Which you definitely would.
I have other members in my team that would be well equipped for that job, so don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Right. So my next pick, I kind of thought we need like a sort of matriarch.
I like it.
We need someone there who will kind of sort of keep everyone in check.
It's Carol.
No, it's fucking actually. Bugger it. No, this one's better. She'll keep everyone in check. She's a fucking badass.
Mm-hmm.
She can fucking shoot someone to fuck if she wants to.
Yep.
She can also cook.
I love that already.
It's Carmel Soprano.
Oh, nice. I do like that one. I never thought of Carmela. I mean, why would you?
Yep.
So,
she ain't taking no shit.
No, she's not. She's not.
More of a badass than Stone Cold.
I'll give you that. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
You got very different parameters here, Kev.
Yeah, we did. I'm building a team that is going to help us rebuild.
I want to have my tea and I want to have a beer.
So I'm going to go with my Famali because I do have a female on the team. Again, she is an absolute badass. She can shoot the fuck out of anything. We've seen her do it on multiple sequels. I went with Alice from Resident Evil.
Nice.
Because not only will she take the zombies out, but she understands them because she has the virus inside her, which Jerry is going to help solve. Jerry Lane, Brad Pitt. He's going to help.
All right, okay. Right.
He will help solve it, but in the meantime, I need a super army soldier to help me get through.
Not Ross Kemp.
Nearly had Ross Kemp, but then I realised he's not fictional. So yeah, Jerry's going to solve the virus for her in the end, but in the meantime, she's just going to be a badass and kill zombies.
Okay. Right, so my next pick, again, I'm not in zombie territory.
No.
I'm just hitting asshole territory.
Yep.
So if Stone Cold, kind of can't calm the situation down, I still want to be having...
How dare you?
I know, but, these things happen.
These things do happen.
I still want to be having a beer, but I want somebody who can handle himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's a survivor.
Mm.
He's pretty much untouchable after the 5th movie. It's John McClane.
Yeah. Okay. And he can survive, what was it? Fucking Chernobyl blasts.
Exactly. Yeah. And he's probably got superpowers after that anyway.
Definitely.
So he might have caused it.
And he'd be a really good guy to have a drink of Stone Cold, so... Yeah, that's a good conversation. Mm-hmm. And Carmela's in the back fucking making the soup.
Exactly.
She got the toaster on the Breville.
May the Lord take me now.
So...
I know that was the wrong character. I was just making a joke.
I know. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Mm-hmm. So I've got my Jerry Lane, who's out there trying to solve the virus. I've got Alice, who's out there just killing anything that comes at her because she's a total badass. But I feel like I need someone who's going to also keep the arseholes at bay. So I need somebody who's going to help me set up a settlement, and somebody who's going to not take any shit, and he's going to make sure that anybody coming in isn't going to try and take our shit. So I've got Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Nice.
Negan is going to help me set up franchise and make sure nobody fucking bothers us because he's got Lucille. Before he gets all pansy ass in the later series.
I didn't see the later series, so I'll take your word for
Nobody's seen the later series, so don't worry about it. But yeah, I thought Negan's a good ass character, and I feel like I'm more of a Rick Grimes type role. So I need Negan to be the yin to my yang or the yang to my yin. or whatever.
Yeah, in that situation, you'd definitely be in the case where I'd be going, would you have a fucking wash, please? 100%.
I'm 100% Rick Grimes. Yeah. So who's your last member of your team?
My last pick. So I've got my matriarch. I've got my two, levels of badasses.
Mm-hmm.
This character, she is also a badass.
Oh, nice.
Right. She can handle herself. She is a good shot and all that. But just in case it does go to shit, and we need some sciencey stuff going on to figure out what the fuck the cure's going to be, because she can fucking cure anything. It's Dana Scully.
You going to say that just because you want to put her on a list?
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
This wasn't a list of like people in the apocalypse you want to fuck. This was like people who are going to help
Stone Cold would definitely be in there.
Oh, well, yeah, 100%.
No, Dana Scully.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, that's my team. And you would also have a beer with Dana Scully.
You would. You definitely would. You definitely would. And she was voted FHM Sexiest Woman of the Year.
Well, there you go.
There you go. So I've got my scientist, who's going to go out there and do everything I want and save the world in a scarf. I've got my Negan, who's going to keep everyone in line. He's going to make sure that all my orders are followed to the T. I've got Alice, who's just out there kicking ass. But you also need to prepare just in case the virus really does start fucking transforming people and really does start going to shit. You need a test subject.
Oh.
And every team needs an animal. So I'm going with Cobra. From Planet of the Apes.
Alright, okay.
Cobra's a badass ape.
He is.
He can fucking talk. Sort of. He's a total fucking nutcase. And to be fair, if Jerry needs to do some experimenting on an animal he doesn't really care about, we're going to do it to Cobra.
Wow, you horrible bastard.
At the end of the day,
it's better than Caesar.
You got to break a few eggs.
You could. Nice. You could have just picked like Caesar's son because he was a little arsehole. So you could have just
fuck
picked
Caesar's son. I did think about Caesar for a while, but as well,
he's been through enough.
But you also want somebody who like is not just going to be a test subject and your friend when you're out like walking your monkey and stuff. Like that's a euphemism.
Euphemism.
That's definitely a euphemism.
Yeah,
but you also need somebody who on a dime is just going to lose his shit and just start killing people.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah, so him and Alice, so they'd be out there, he'd be swinging from the trees with the dual machine guns. He'd be fine. So Cobra joins my team as the animal of the group. Every team has to have a badass animal. Scooby-Doo. That's all I've got.
Wasn't a badass.
He was an animal though. Scrappy-Doo.
Scrappy-Doo was a badass. Yeah.
You got to have an animal.
Yep.
So I've got a badass monkey called Cobra.
There you go. That's fine. That's a good pick.
And he's a good test subject because nobody gives a fuck about Cobra.
Bless him.
No, he was a dick.
Bless him.
So that's my team.
Right. Did you have anyone that was close to making it, but you thought, nah?
Caesar almost made it. Caesar did almost make it. At one point, when I put Negan in there, I thought about Daryl for a second, but let's be honest,
fuck him.
He does fuck all.
Yeah.
He's just a broody little cunt. So I went with Negan. But no, other than that, no.
I thought Braun, maybe Braun
Strowman.
No, that from Game of Thrones.
He would have been
he's
good.
a sellsword, you see.
Oh,
So he
Ramsey would have
over.
been good.
No, Ramsey would fuck you over. He's evil.
I suppose
And Braun's a sellsword, so if someone from another group or whatever, from like the next pub over,
paid him,
and he would go over there for a beer instead of having a beer with me.
That's a very good point.
Fucking little bitch.
So you've basically built for like self-isolating. Like all your team's just going to isolate themselves in a pub and drink.
Yes, waiting for the whole thing to blow over.
I'm building for the future.
Yeah, my parameters were different.
Very lackadaisical, yours.
Yeah.
Very selfish.
Maybe we should have specified clearer.
No. I think what we did was spot on, and I enjoyed that. That
was good. I think we should keep this one going.
Yeah, we'll definitely work on that one.
And it's better than Hobie.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue that one.
Difficult, is it really? Let's face it.
So I guess that's been us.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're still alive.
We're still alive. We've not been coroned.
No.
By the time you listen to this, we might have been. We might have been shipped up to Scotland and cordoned off with any luck.
Nah, I'll be like Pryor.
You wouldn't even cordon off Pryor, would you? You would just outbreak it.
Nuke it. Yeah,
just nuke it from above. 2 words, Mr. President.
So just end the episode by going, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.